Howdy, y'all. I'm Gavin Cash, a scion of the Morrigan.
Hello, I'm Sticker, and I'm the scion of Bassett. And I'm playing Coda Massaquoi.
Hello, I'm Gary. I'll be playing Oliver Bright, scion of Ogma.
Hello, I'm Overthinker. I will be playing Karim, scion of Set.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I'll be your storyteller for the evening. Good evening, players.
Hello.
Good evening.
Our last episode, we threw or attended a barbecue of epic proportions, where Ganesha got to experience Texas barbecue, at least a vegetarian version of it, for the first time. The small town of Anvil, nestled up in the mountains, played host to not only Ganesha, but a wide variety of scions and mythological beings, although Ganesha was the only god present. There, our band made a new friend in Karim.
Hello.
And they, at least Oliver and Coda, ran into a pair of scions who have come a long way since last time they saw them. When last the twins were in their presence, they were barely adults, terrified of their own shadow and actively being hunted by the wolves. But when they showed up, they were in a sleek sports car, had adorned themselves in tattoos, and come into themselves enough to be confident and outgoing. They bestowed the band with their next labor, to find a room in the Cleveland Clinic, a large hospital, with numbers that added up to the number 13, and then to acquire said room and convert it into an altar to the Atzlánti, before finding a person to tend it and pray at it over time. People went to their various places to rest, or not rest, in the case of some of our members. Or at least not rest much. Before the beginning of this session, which will find them congregating outside next to Karim's vehicle. Karim, who has offered to get them where they need to go and help them with their task, despite the fact that he himself has acknowledged that he does not typically work with others.
Just to be clear, you guys do have to pitch in for gas occasionally.
Well, yeah, of course. How
All right.
much is gas for this thing, anyways?
I was wondering that. Does it just sort of not use as much since we're teleporting, or is it sort of like an exponential thing where it takes all of the mileage we would have gone into account and the gas meter just depletes?
It varies.
It fluctuates. It fluctuates. Sometimes it feels like I've driven for 5 minutes and the car says the same thing. Sometimes I remember how far apart things are, and then extra 10,000 miles. It's never died on me. It doesn't quite do that, but it theoretically could.
Oh, that's fortunate for you so far, and let's hope that doesn't happen this time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll pitch in a few bucks to make sure it don't.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, can any one of us drive this, or is it just you?
Well, if I gave you the keys, yes. You have to hold the keys first. Let me
Okay.
try for now, though.
Oh yeah, I don't want to anyways. I'm not too good at driving anyways.
All aboard.
All right.
Hop in.
Wait, before we do, Clint, did you find the bag of the things we need to put in the hospital?
I find it. Yeah, I got it right here. And he'll have the duffel bag.
Okay, good.
Out of curiosity, Clint, where had you lost them? Because during our last session, you didn't know where they were.
It's a great point. If he knew where they were right away, they'd be likely tucked away in his room in the closet. There was quite an excessive amount of partying where he did not fully recall. For a few good long hours, to say the least. His brain was still foggy after the party.
So, are you saying that it was in the closet of the room that you and your companion sort of tumbled into?
Yeah.
Okay.
And given that it wasn't the room that he had slept in before, he had forgotten that he had visited that particular room.
Noted. Interesting. All right.
At least you didn't leave it in my room. Could have gone badly.
Yeah, when we went back and checked, there was still a bit of a mess I had to pick up. I kind of felt bad about that.
How could it have gone badly for being in your room?
Oh, we smashed everything.
Oh, okay.
Including each other. Sorry. Sorry.
We should leave before our hosts see what we did to that space.
Yeah, at least it ain't as bad as the cast irons. That was a bad time. This is just, an extra little elbow grease and maybe a mop or two.
Cast irons. Hey, what?
Yeah.
Tell me about it on the road.
Good idea.
Do we need to take precautions that we talked about to make sure the car actually works like it's supposed to?
Oh yeah, do we need a blindfold?
It's not a bad idea. I don't actually know if it's impacted by the people in the car or if it's just the driver. So,
Well, we can either find out or all wear blindfolds except for you, just in case.
we'll bring some blindfolds. Also, Karim goes back into the house, comes out a moment later with a big bag of weed and 2 bottles of hard alcohol. If it comes to it.
Yeah, that's not a half bad idea. We could go ahead and just get started on that now. That
No,
way
I
as a
don't
precaution.
think that's a good idea, since
Okay.
we need our wits about us once we actually get there.
Yeah, but I can hold on to the
I hand Coda the weed,
nice.
and I hand Clint one of the bottles.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll take good
Absolutely.
care of this.
We would never, abuse substances and endanger the public with the vehicle. Wink.
Never.
I'm pretty sure an open container in a vehicle's illegal anyway, so this is staying nice and closed.
Well, a lot of things are illegal, and yet,
It's a matter of getting caught.
All right. Do you get caught a lot, Clint?
Well, I don't really drive all that often, so not really, no.
There you go. I'll hop in.
All right, I'll join too.
Oh, yes, well.
All right. As you all climb into the vehicle, Karim, why don't you take a moment to describe the vehicle? What are they climbing into exactly?
You're climbing into, like an old school hatchback Subaru. Mid-90s. The seats are like pleather and nice bench seat in the back. This is the one that had the butt warmers in the front, so you're welcome. Looks like a lot of people have worn boots in here. Most of the mats on the floor are pretty muddy. The mattress in the back has to be kind of shoved back, and you have to pile a couple of bags on top of it to get the back seat up so that people can sit there, because it was laid flat. Overall, what the observant, especially to magical stuff, might notice is that as you get in, there's almost, it's not actual dust, but it's like the idea of dust and time and age. Like, the car might run and feel fine, but you can sense an oldness to it.
What year is this vehicle?
To be honest, I have no idea. The design is American, mid-90s. I assume the actual car is older, and he shrugs.
It feels kind of cozy.
Right? There's a hominess to it.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Thank you.
Shotgun.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Does this have seat belts? Clint will look around and then make sure he puts his seatbelt on.
Yep. Solid seat belts. All right. As we head out of town, I'm like, does anyone have where are we going?
The Cleveland Hospital.
All right. So Cleveland overall.
Yes.
What's the terrain like that? What's the terrain like around there?
Well, it's Ohio, so Midwest.
Okay.
Expected to be pretty flat, I assume.
Are there trees? Are there rocks? I've never been to the Midwest. I need detailed descriptions to sort of see it in my head. Paint me a word picture.
A lot of plains. You can expect corn. A lot of corn. Depending on where you are, there might be some rocks and terrain. The trees are... I don't think they're conifers. This time of year, though, the leaves will be changing. It's very multicolored and autumny.
All right.
It's quite nice. And
all right.
With that, I'll just continue to go on to describe what I know of Ohio.
Okay.
So,
it's probably not a lot more than what Karim knows.
Oliver, can you please make an academics roll?
Sure.
And as we're talking, I'll start heading out of town, trying to get to a sort of some ground without landmarks is what I'm looking for.
9.
Okay. So you start just generally describing what is probably the most like bog standard description of just the Midwest. And in the middle of it, you realize that you could, if that's the description of where you're going, you could end up almost anywhere in the Midwest. Cleveland is a major city, for one. It's bordered by water on one side, and is surrounded by a pretty sprawling like metro area. Is also like not that far from like Akron and a bunch of other places. Like, yeah, there are absolutely parts of Ohio that are what you are describing, but Cleveland itself is nothing like that. So with some adjustments as you go and kind of referencing your phone, you are able to give a much more intentional and accurate description. that isn't going to drop you, potentially like, I don't know, in Indiana or Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, which gets you closer. Well, hopefully should get you closer. Assuming that everybody can forget and get there.
Cool. Okay. All right.
All right, now we have...
Fun fact. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just fun fact for all my... if you are ever driving and you ever want to go somewhere quickly and you just need a place, the Pine Barrens. They are distinctive, and if you just kind of think about the big bat monster that people think is there, it's like a magnet.
Noted.
Anyway, let's go. Everybody, close your eyes, relax, look out the window. Coda, do you want to put on some music?
Yeah.
What are we listening to, Coda?
She's putting on... She's gonna put on Electro Swing.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like jazzy, but it's also got like an electric vibe to it. And she's just like vibing to it a little bit.
This is good. This is good driving music. Staying awake driving music.
I almost like it.
I think I heard a couple of songs on YouTube of these ones.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Settle in.
All right. You said close our eyes and look out the window. Which do we do first?
Just try looking out the window. Try to relax. Feel like you are on a road trip. And if that doesn't work, we'll take a more direct approach.
All right. Okay, I can do that.
Okay. I would like everybody, except Karim, because he's kind of a practiced old hand at this, so he doesn't have to roll for it. Everybody else, however, I need you to roll me your total willpower points worth of dice. You want to fail, essentially.
Yep. Does it include spent willpower or no?
Total willpower.
Okay.
So whatever your I think you guys should be at 7 now?
I've got 6 on my end.
I also got 6.
Okay, 6. Sorry.
Total of 2 successes though.
4 successes on my end.
Coda.
Yes. I typed the wrong thing. There we go.
Two for Coda, 3 for Oliver.
Just 2 for me as well.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you said 3. All right, cool. So, Coda and Oliver, find it unusually easy to kind of let their thoughts drift away from where you are and where you're going and like the purpose. Oliver, you kind of start to dig down into that vault inside your head where, your latest academic writings and everything are kind of like constantly being drafted and tweaked and thought about even when you're not really thinking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Coda, you are, much as it's probably not the most healthy option, you are dwelling on a number of things, but primarily your current situation with Net and how not amazing things seem to be going, but it does carry your thoughts away from the current situation. Unfortunately, Clint is very excited. And somehow what should be easy for somebody with ADHD like Clint has becomes the inverse, and Clint almost ends up hyper-fixating. And Karim, as you are driving, after a while, you realize that it's not working the way that it should. And when you look up, you realize that Oliver's got a kind of far away blank look on his face, and Coda's got a kind of far away blank look on her face. Like, they're obviously off in their own little worlds. And Clint is just the most present, in the moment person you've ever seen on a road trip.
God friend,
Yeah.
do you smoke?
Not too often, but if it's
Now might be an excellent time.
yeah, is it not? Yeah, if it's not working, I can try that. Yeah.
I understand how exciting it can be to want to teleport, but the whole point is that you can't see it because you're not thinking about it.
Right. It's just that we kind of went through it last time, and I was able to just, look forward and enjoy it and kind of experience the whole thing. And now I'm like, what if I get to experience this? And I'm excited for it. But yeah, pass that over.
Cool. I hand Clint. I probably load a pipe and hand it to him with a lighter.
Yep, thank you. And he'll go ahead and spark up.
Okay.
There's also like 2 pipes in the center console, just for whenever.
Clint, I need you to make the same roll, but you are going to remove 3 dice from your total pool.
Do I get to choose those 3 dice?
No, you're gonna roll again with 3 less dice, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Jesus,
2
how?
successes.
Wow.
Well, no, that's 2. That's fine.
Just
Two is fine. But that's what the others had, so that's good. I just had to choose to
You almost
manage
got
to
3.
succeed. Oh my god. Okay. So, Clint, you take several long puffs, and you're like, man, this isn't working. I feel fine. And that's kind of the last firm thought you have. As you realize, or I should say, later you will realize that this wasn't normal weed, this was Damon's weed. And you've seen what it can do to people with Damon's level of tolerance. Which is, despite your insane amount of stamina, significantly more than yours. And Karim, you hear Clint give this goofy little giggle from the passenger seat, and that's around the time that you kind of let go yourself, and slip into that kind of altered, not quite there but still present headspace that you have to get to make the car do what you want it to do.
Sweet. I sit back and I imagine some of what Oliver has described, and then right as I'm like just sort of drifting, and in the moment I think of a sign saying Cleveland, Ohio, 10 miles.
Excellent. You're not entirely sure how long it takes or when precisely it happens. 1 minute you are driving down this winding highway that weaves along the mountains. Unfocused, kind of just going your own way, all vibes. And then you blink and you realize that there aren't any mountains anymore. It's just flat plains. And you can see the outlines of a city skyline in the distance. And a sign about 100 yards ahead that says Cleveland 10 miles.
All right, guys. Here we are.
Oh. That is...
Right.
Where are we?
Don't
Oh,
worry
that
about
was
it.
quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me know when we get there. I'm good.
Oh.
Cool. I passed the pipe to Coda.
What?
Oh, I don't know. While I'd really love to.
Oh, was that a Taco
All right.
Bell?
Coda-
We can get food, right?
No, we're not stopping at Taco Bell.
All right.
We could stop at Taco Bell.
Yeah, we could.
We shouldn't stop at Taco Bell.
Okay.
Coda,
What if we
it's
just go
worth
to the
noting.
drive-thru?
It's worth noting that as Click kind of looks back, to watch a Taco Bell pass by, his eyes are glassy.
Oh yeah.
It is very clear what happened.
She's just gonna look at Clint and go, "Wow, you were toked up."
Hey, yeah. Can we stop for food though? Like,
I pull into the first 7-Eleven I see.
oh yeah. I'll be right back, and he'll just run in and grab snacks and drinks, chips.
Does
Anything
anyone have
on the
money
roller
to pay
grill.
for those?
Uh,
Do any of us
That's
have
something
money?
he wouldn't think about
I
until
have the
he's
money.
at the register. He's just gonna stand there awkwardly.
Mr. B, you should probably go in.
I'm gonna
So-
sit there and watch the window, just seeing him struggle for a second. And yeah, I should. And then I'll get out.
Oliver, when you get inside, you realize that Clint is standing in the middle of the 7-Eleven, aimlessly patting at his pockets for a wallet that clearly isn't there.
No, it's in the front pocket. No.
And he's got a basket hanging from one of his arms, and this basket is so overloaded with snack food and like sodas and stuff. He can feed a small army with what he's got in that basket.
Just gonna watch him and nod. Yep. You check your jacket pockets, Clint?
Oh, maybe they're in here. Yeah, and he'll start patting at his chest.
It's Clint,
What
you're
about the
not
other
wearing
one?
your jacket.
Oh,
Oh, did you leave it in the car?
yeah, the jacket's in the car.
Oh, you can go
Oh.
get it with the food in your hands.
Yeah, I don't think they'd take kindly to me just walking out with a basket.
How about I hold the basket for you, Clint, and then you can go get your jacket?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, you hold her up right here. And Clint will walk outside of the gas station, realize how far, the 3 feet until, or, 10 feet until the car. Hey, Ian, can you bring me my wallet?
The moment he leaves the gas station, I'm gonna unload at least half the snacks he has in there because we don't need this many, and then go to the register and buy them for him.
Clint,
Yep.
Ian is in the car, the windows are rolled up, and he does not seem to be understanding you through the glass. So you walk to the door, and by the time you walk to the door and get it open, you have forgotten what you wanted Ian to do,
Mm-hmm.
or
Hey,
why
Ian.
you're standing here in the first place.
Yeah, Ian, go ahead, scoot over. I think I'm done in there. Yeah,
Did
scoot
you-
over. I gotta sit down.
Did you get what you were looking for?
Yeah. What was I looking for?
That's an excellent question. What are any of us looking for?
Yeah. I'm kind of hungry.
What?
Can we stop somewhere to eat?
I think that's almost solved.
Okay.
What are you looking for, though, Clint?
That's a pretty deep question.
Well, it's going to still be a long drive.
I mean,
Where's Mr. B?
I think I just want to be loved.
Well, good friend, you are well on your way.
Thank you. I think maybe one day Mom will say it, and that's right what I'm looking for.
Right, and your mother is...
She's the Morrigan.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'm sure you'll find a way to resolve that, absolutely.
Yeah, she's gonna tell me eventually.
I believe in you, buddy.
Thank you. I mean, I believe in me too. I believe in you. I'll turn around, and I believe in you, and you, and you, Braum. Ian, I believe in you too.
It is about this time that Oliver opens the door to his seat and begins to climb into the car with an arm from which several bags are hanging.
Yep. I'm just gonna put them in Clint's lap.
And
A
we
lot of
believe
the
in you,
LaCroix I
Oliver.
got for myself. Thanks.
Right, Clint?
Oh, you got all my favorite stuff, Mr. B. Thank you.
Yep. I just know you so well.
Got
Did you
big
get any
red and
Funyuns?
Funyuns. Yeah, Funyuns right here. You want
Do you mind?
some?
Absolutely.
Oh, here you go. He'll pop open the bag and start spreading the love, sharing all of
Yeah.
his snacks.
American junk food. We can't beat it.
Ooh.
Or is it okay if we drink in your car?
Yes.
All right.
No
I'm just gonna
qualifiers, yes.
Pop open my LaCroix and take a sip.
Wait.
All right. Now I think I'm ready for a road trip.
Well, the good news is you had most of one.
What?
And I take off.
Excellent. So while Clint is still kind of trying to figure out exactly what's going on, but also frequently getting distracted by the snacks that have been deposited in his lap, you all drive across the city, headed towards the Cleveland Clinic. I have some questions. Are there any sort of preparations that you guys are planning to do before you arrive, or are you just gonna roll up and see what happens?
Go ahead.
Coda wanted to, while we're in the car, look up the staff, like the staff directory, and like start scrolling through and looking at the people that work there, / also try to pull up a map of the different floors and stuff.
Looking
And,
for
like-
anyone who resembles us?
No, just taking in the people that'll be there, hopefully, and then depending on what floors we're looking at, there approximately get to the numbers we're looking at, then we could see if that group of people work in that department, so we could start narrowing down
Right, for the
That's a-
a
priestess
hospital.
position.
It's a good idea, but Karim also has a point. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to get into the hospital with full access to find the room we need.
Oh yeah, well, that's just the stuff Coda is doing to look up before we get there. There was something else I wanted her to do. Directory, the map. Oh, and then visiting hours. That was the last thing she was gonna check.
Okay. Well, the map is pretty easy. You can find a phone directory, but it's not going to give you like a full list of staff by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Really won't even give you like specific staff names in most cases. It just gives you departments. The best you could find potentially is their website has like a find a doctor kind of function, but it's like you know that's not going to be whole and complete information. It's just going to give you piecemeal if you put in the right kind of searches. Things, however, that you do realize right off the bat as you were looking stuff up. This is a big hospital. This place isn't small by any stretch. It is like world renowned too. This is not some small kind of pissant hospital that you expect to be in the boonies in the middle of a Midwestern state. It's substantial and it's kind of known the world over. People come here from all over the place for specialized care, specifically for heart conditions and heart transplants.
Okay.
Also, you're not generally going to just be able to Google the floor plan, full and complete floor plan of a major hospital. That's an attack. That's attack information waiting to happen.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
something they're just going to put online.
Yeah, more so like the thing that's like, oh, this is this department. This is this department. This is the snack store. Like, you know, like that yeah.
You can find a very vague map that's mostly just a bunch of colored blocks that give you a general idea of where on the campus to go for specific things. But it's not going to tell you things like
The numbers.
room numbers and stuff like that.
Copy. Heart conditions and heart transplants. All right. So yeah, she'll show everyone in the car what she's found. And then go, guys, I think this might be a little crazy, but I think I have a little bit of an idea if we need a story for how to get in.
All right. Listening.
Yeah.
Depending on the department we end up in, we can reach deep because we've all lost someone, and maybe they'll, I don't know, if we're like, oh, I recently lost someone, and I just want, it's just part of my I don't know, tradition or something, that can I just see the room he was last in, because I didn't get to see, you know, him when he went, and I just want to do a prayer in the room and I'll be on my way. Something.
So crying and culture.
Pretty much,
crying
yeah.
and culture play.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be tough. It could work for one of us, but getting 4 of us through with that story, I don't know.
Exactly.
What if we all got scrubs and took CNA classes and became licensed nurses and all worked here?
Oh wait, that's actually a good idea. Wait, well, not in somewhat. I could say that I'm here for a clinical.
A clinical.
It's like the little test classes they make us go through in like med school and whatever. But I mean, I'm a veterinarian, I'm becoming a veterinarian. But well, I guess I'm a scion. But anyways,
Don't they need you on a registrar or something for that?
Yeah, but at least I could kind of be like, I don't know what happened.
I think I can actually make that happen. Coda, can you reach into the glove compartment and get me the blue disposable phone?
Mm-hmm. She'll reach in and grab a blue disposable phone.
Cool. There are 7 disposable phones, each different colors, as well as 2 handguns and a shaving kit.
Dangerous shaving kit.
And Game Master, I would like to reach out to a follower.
I see. Okay. Tell me about this follower.
This follower is a computer whiz, someone who works in the darker parts of the web. Usually for governments, but occasionally for me. And
Okay.
I would like screen name Plague.
Yeah.
And I would like to see if they can have me have dropped off somewhere nearby some fake hospital credentials for the 4 of us.
Okay. Let me find what I'm looking for. Make me.
We may not all need credentials, but if we all have them, then we can decide who's playing doctor.
Did you take
Professionally.
follower as a birthright?
Yeah, I have 1 dot in it.
Okay, it's not on your sheet, which is why I had to ask.
Ah.
At least it's not on the version of the sheet that I have, but that's not hugely surprising because I think we did many edits. Okay. Roll me. Let's go with charisma plus command.
Cool. See if I remember how these rolls work.
It'd be /roll space however many dice d10. There you go.
That's 2 plus 1 automatic.
That's 3.
Yeah.
So you have a total of 4.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Your follower lets you know that it'll take him some time. But he can do it if you can give him the time to get it done.
Sure. We're days would be ideal, but we're not actually on a clock.
Okay. He says that it's going to take him a couple of hours, so get comfy. But he'll let you know as soon as they're ready.
All right. Yeah. Hit me with the dead drop whenever you're ready, and obviously I'll lose the phone and get another one.
And he hangs up without a word.
I snap the phone in half and toss it out the window. Well, no, I need it to get the location, but I'll do that later.
Hey, don't let her.
Well, that's one piece of equipment we can have.
Are those credentials going to give us full access without being monitored at all?
Probably not. We probably have to snag a key card along the way, as well as the proper clothes. But if we're questioned directly, it can be, "Hi, I'm so-and-so from cardiology."
Mm-hmm. And then need be cause a distraction, so on and so forth. Right.
I mean, if I tell someone I'm so-and-so from cardiology, they're going to say, "Yes, sir, you are," and walk away. But
I don't mean to keep eyes off us if needed.
Right.
Do you just not like getting looked at, or what?
Me?
What?
Yeah.
I mean, generally speaking, no, but also this seems sort of like the labor where discretion is ideal.
a reasonable point. I feel like if the hospital staff overall say, "Hey, they're building an idol of a pantheon in room 221 or whatever," I feel like that might draw attention.
It wouldn't be 221. It's not, or it doesn't add up to 13.
Or whatever. Yes.
That's true, though. We need to do that, and then also get someone to pray at the shrine every day.
Right. And make sure that no one except the person who prays at that shrine goes into that room and sees an altar.
Right.
So we might have to hope we find or we pick a room that's not used all that often or only used by one specific person. Maybe we can find a janitorial closet that adds up to 13 and get the janitor to be one that prays there.
It's possible. Or I hesitate to think of how we could manufacture a reason for no one to ever go into a room again.
That's
Or
the difficult part. I'm not
flip
sure if we
side.
need to necessarily make sure no one goes in there, but we need to make sure the shrine stays active. We need to somehow
Right.
make sure if someone does go in there, it stays up.
I mean, can't we just say that room's under construction, have a few sheets put up, and let folks leave it be?
But eventually someone's going to move it.
Yeah, you can only renovate a room so long before people start asking questions.
Right,
I
if
don't
you
know.
wanted that to work for a matter of years, you'd need to pay off the heads of the department who runs in that part of the hospital to just be like, don't use it. And then you've got a recurring payment, which links back to an account that could be traced to a person.
Did it need to be for a year?
I assume it needs to be forever.
I
That
don't remember
is-
it being quite that long, but
Well, if we weren't really given a specific time, just that someone needs to pray at the shrine every day. For how long, I don't know. As long as they live forever, who knows?
maybe we should have asked that question before we agreed to it.
I don't think we really had a choice in
Yeah,
agreeing
it's
to
our
it.
labor.
I don't
Oh,
even
yeah,
know
it's a
if-
labor. It's just more, we should have figured out what we needed to do a little bit more. Either
We
way,
were
we
also-
got it done.
given the labor by fairly new scions. I don't know if Luke would even have had an answer.
We
were
also were
also-
blasted out of
Yeah.
our minds.
That's as
That's
well.
exactly, yes.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
One wonders if I was lured away as I announced myself as the sober one. That may have been a mistake.
strangely, the getting the person to pray at the altar every day might be the easier part of this, as opposed to making sure the shrine stays up. Since Clint, you mentioned you can sort of reveal gases upon people.
Yeah, I can make sure someone does their job or at least understands that that's what they're supposed to do.
Is it possible you can give someone a gas to have to pray at the shrine every day? And I don't think we're good enough yet to cause gases to do anything mortal, but sort of give the impression that if they do it every day, they'll be rewarded in some way, like with our gases. And if they don't, then, well, they don't get those rewards anymore, which is just incentive to keep doing it.
If you want to be the best surgeon in the hospital, you have to pray.
Yeah,
I mean, that might work. The way it usually. So, when I look at someone and see what they're destined to do, it ain't like I get to choose for them. It's more like, hey, I'm seeing that you're destined to do this, and I let them know that, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Or at least this is a goal you should probably have because you're going to accomplish it no matter what, right?
right.
So if we find someone who is destined to pray at it, for sure, maybe there are a few folks who are destined to just help us, and that makes it a little easier to encourage, maybe fate to push them along that way. But as far as I have done so far, I just let them know what they're already supposed to do.
Gotcha. That's clarifying, since I was going based off of when your mother gave me mine and she just sort of handpicked it. But if it works differently for us, then that's good to know. I think we can still try to give that a go. If it doesn't end up helping, then so be it. We'll find another way. But we should definitely have a backup plan in mind then.
Right.
Something else I thought of. I know in some hospitals they kind of have a prayer room. So if maybe we set up the altar in the prayer room it's another place that someone can pray at.
That
Do
is a
we-
very good idea.
Yes, we could try maybe coming up with a story that we're here because we were sent by some sort of HR department and this sort of prayer
Mhm.
room was requested and we're setting it up.
We
What if
just
it
gotta
didn't
make
even-
sure the number adds up to 13, though.
Mhm.
What if it didn't even have to be public? What if the altar is behind, Jesus on the cross, and everyone comes in and prays, and one person comes in and prays when we need them to pray? Does
Can we
it
do
have
it
to be
that way?
visible?
I think we just need to set up the shrine in there, but if we sort of masquerade it as another religion, I'm not sure if the Atzlánti will approve of that or not.
Well,
From an occult perspective, does that work?
Does what work?
Hiding a
Perception.
shrine?
In theory, yeah. You are not entirely sure how it would work to have one shrine effectively layered on top of another shrine.
Could I try
If
to
that
do
will-
like an occult roll or something to see if I could have an idea?
You can certainly try. This is not going to be an easy roll.
All right, that's fair.
Give me int and occult.
Well, that's 8.
Hoo boy.
So in theory, it should work. The thing about shrines and worship, you guys from a Scion perspective know that worship and sacrifices, regardless of the type, done at the right place, at the right time for the right person, can feed into the legend of that person or group of people in the case of a full pantheon. In fact, even scions can, in theory, gain some of that power if it is directed towards them. You know that what little you know, and this is something that as you are kind of talking about it with your fellows, Coda and Karim especially are kind of vaguely aware of, that Aten, the Titan of Light, is the most powerful of the Titans, and the reality is that's because Aten effectively created the Judeo-Christian mythos and the idea of the Christian God.
That fucking guy.
So he effectively feeds off, at least in some part, the worship that is directed towards what everybody believes is a kind, benevolent God, but is really him. That's why the angels, his Titan spawn, look like what people think angels look like.
Well, this shrine
So,
idea could work.
In theory, it could work, but you don't know what would happen if you layer a shrine to a pantheon in the same area as a shrine to a Judeo-Christian god. Now, you do also know that the oh goodness, what are they called? The little chapels and whatnot in hospitals tend to be fairly non-denominational and are generally open to everybody, so it may not even be that these are dedicated at all. It's just that most people assume that you're going to go in there and pray to a specific god.
So, it could work. It's just, if we're hiding the shrine with another shrine, it'd probably be for the best, so we keep it, non-specific to whatever religion, and also we would need to make sure whoever we're having pray there every day knows about the secret shrine, because they need to know what they're praying towards, and two, in order for it to effectively work.
Right. So we either need a very strange history buff who is also a doctor, or we need to get in somebody's head. Right?
Yes, or just make them aware of what they're praying to and have them be okay with it or not question it, or if the Gaius plan works, they might not even care if it turns out that praying at the shrine every day makes them a better doctor or helps them in their life somehow.
Right.
But that's again if we just happen to find someone with the right Gaius.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident given the location and the folks that we're going to be at there. I think we can make it work.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna pull off somewhere and wait for a call about IDs.
All right. You all pull off for a while. You spend several hours just sort of hanging out. At some point, somebody puts on an audiobook.
Someone.
Clint eats through most of the snacks without even really noticing. He's just got the munchies and he's just eating the whole time. And eventually the phone buzzes with coordinates. Karim is able to get to where those coordinates are pretty easily, pretty quickly. This is an old process he is accustomed to at this point, so there's no roll involved or anything like that.
Walks up, pulls a paper bag out of an IHOP trash can.
Effectively, yes. Ditches his burner, and when you open up the bag, you find that you have 2 sets of ID. One very clearly has Karim's face. The other one, would you have sent him any sort of like imagery of one of the others, or would you have just asked for a generic ID?
With permission, I'd have sent him a picture of Oliver.
Okay. Oliver, would he have had permission?
Sure. Probably could have even like provided like university ID, since that'll be a more professional picture, or like the one I use for like my teaching.
Okay.
Then
With the
I'll
high
just give
school
him a
ID.
name and he can get the picture off their site.
Fair. All
That way
right.
the background isn't a dirty car.
Yeah.
So Oliver and Karim both get IDs. There's no explanation as to why there aren't 2 more. From an out of character perspective, he just didn't roll high enough for everybody to get a perfect ID. But you have
right.
2. Oliver is effectively he's been given the name Dr. Mark Jacobs, and he is the head of cardiology from, oh goodness, what's the name of the hospital I'm thinking of?
That's good though. You can never
George
reason to
Washington University Hospital in DC. And the little what do you call it? The badge is marked as visitor, but all of the paperwork that has been provided with this effectively says that the 2 of you are there to visit as part of a like an exchange program, effectively, where they, their hospital apparently has a couple of people who are visiting y'all's hospital and vice versa, and he is there to tour for the day.
Excellent. An automatic reason when anyone comes up and says, I don't recognize you, you're like, well, I'm not from here.
Right. What about Coda and Clint, though?
I could
trying
say I'm
relative-
studying behind you.
Yeah. Me too.
Maybe might be able to get away with that, but
And you would have visitors passes if that were the case, though.
that's what I'm saying, the paperwork. Worst case scenario, this is bottom of the list. If there's no other options, one of you could intentionally injure yourselves and have the other one rush you in because you need medical treatments.
I thought of that. It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but a bit morbid.
She's gonna look at Clint. Coda's
He's
gonna look at Clint.
Coda.
There is
Okay,
another problem with
scissors?
that idea.
Yeah,
But
if it
before
comes
you
to
pull out a
that.
knife, you pull out the knife, absolutely.
A sword, actually.
Oh, fancy.
Cool.
Hmm.
The problem with that is that it puts you on a very specific track. You go to the ER, you're assessed after an hour or two, then you're moved to a room, you're given treatment, then you're discharged. Not a lot of opportunity to pop up and wander wherever you want.
You'd need to create a distraction while you're in there and manage to sneak away. Yeah.
I actually like the crying relative more, especially if one of us visiting doctors encounters the crying relative, dismisses whatever nurse is trying to call security, and takes whichever one of you can do it to the room.
Would
That
we have
only
authority
leaves-
to do so?
You're the head of cardiology, my guy.
All
Not
right,
here,
I'll
but-
give it a try.
Put a little arrogance on it, you know?
Hmm.
You're the head of cardiology in DC. Put a lot of arrogance on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
really dig deep for that confidence.
Become a prick.
Well, I don't know. if I
Just
can
for
do
now.
that. I can.
Pretend.
I can be
The-
assertive.
Right. The job might require that you be a prick to somebody. Just prepare yourself for the possibility.
Okay, sure. If we want to go that route, then I'd say have Karim and us enter, wait maybe 5-10 minutes while we check in at the front, make sure we get through and everything. Rush in, gives us time to sort of incorporate ourselves, and then we can step in and usher you through. Maybe
Alright.
instead of going with the story of, someone was at this hospital and has already passed on, just say that they're still actively within the hospital, and they'll probably check the registrar, see whoever you're talking about is not on there, but that's when we step in and just tell them to let you pass.
Right.
Ah, okay.
Coda,
Mm-hmm.
you get nipped pretty hard on the outside of your elbow by your cat.
God dang. Yeah. Pele, what's up?
If there's an exchange program between the hospitals, why don't you just pose as somebody from the press doing research on the visiting experts?
A student. And I have an ID. Okay.
Or press. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, like press. Okay.
You could be, I guess you could be a student journalist, but I feel like a real journalist would carry more weight.
Yeah. Okay. Pele came up with a pretty solid idea.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to also be a journalist, trying to get information on this, what is it called, this transfer thing that you guys are doing,
Exchange program.
exchange program that you guys are doing.
Well, I guess I could grab a mop and be a janitor then. We can all play a role.
I mean, they would have you as a member of the facility already if you were a janitor.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily. If they contract out the janitorial services, then it could be whoever was available today, or somebody
That's
took a
a good
day
point.
off.
That was a good point. He would still need an ID, wouldn't he, though?
I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't have access to any of the sort of fancy stuff anyways. I'd just be, press the button to go through the door, mop up the floor. That should be fine.
You might want to find out where the locker room is.
Yeah.
If there's a janitor who's not on duty, just open his locker, take his ID, move on.
There we go.
All right. You get into trouble though. I don't know how much we can help.
Oh, I can get myself out of trouble. It's okay.
I look in the rearview mirror at Clint, trying to determine if he's saying he's going to start a fight in a hospital.
Clint does not look like the sort to start a fight ever.
He'll probably just smile sheepishly and people will just give him a pass on it. He's very good at that.
This is an impressive power.
Yeah, I mean, I just talk to folks and they like to listen.
If there's one word to describe Clint, it is most certainly impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. He starts blushing.
You're welcome, buddy. Right. One more thing we should discuss. If we're disguising the shrine as a just generally all-purpose shrine, how are we going to do that? We have what we need in the duffel bag to make the main shrine, but to make a all-purpose one, are we going to need to get some other equipment beforehand?
It probably would just be like table, like candles, and like a shawl, pretty much. Excuse me, that was my New York there. A shawl. Shawl? Yeah.
Yeah, shawl.
For the table. But
And then
for the
hide
most part,
actual-
candles are perfect.
Okay, and then do we hide the actual shrine underneath the table shawl, or
Oh, I think those are called tablecloths.
I was just using Coda's terminology.
Because they also have like, I guess a table runner. Anyways, it doesn't have to be hidden, really. It could maybe be, no, it's a giant.
When we set it up, I feel
what-
like it's
yeah,
going
what
to be
is it?
very obvious.
Yeah, I was just about to ask Storyteller. What exactly is the
Let's-
thing put
Yeah,
together?
let's unzip this
crack-
duffel bag and look
Yeah.
at
We
it.
haven't actually
I was
looked
like,
in the duffel
nobody
bag
has
yet.
even opened the duffel bag.
Let's
so-
just see how conspicuous it is first.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's in here.
Okay. Inside of the bag are a number of odd, seemingly disparate items. They all seem to like they are meant to interlock with each other, but having them all kind of slotted together would make it too big to fit in the bag. They are lightweight but thick stone pieces. And after you pull them out and you kind of like, I'm assuming you're pulled over in like a, I don't know, like a park or something somewhere, and you kind of pull them all out and you kind of arrange them on the back seat of the car. It is clearly meant to slot together in like a large stone circle. That's going to be about 3 feet wide, give or take. Not easily hidden once it's put together. The pieces are all sort of all different sizes. They're in various shapes. And they've got some really cool like Aztec carvings that none of you would have the knowledge to be able to identify. Even with a really good roll, you wouldn't be able to tell what it is or what the meanings are. It's not really a language thing. It's more like a
Okay. Yeah, I was about to
imagery.
ask if it was like a symbolism thing or a language.
More symbolism than a specific language. Thankfully they're lightweight, so they're easy to move despite how thick they are.
Right. So unfortunately, that does sort of scream very specific culture, and therefore I don't think we could really get to pass as a non-denominational shrine.
Right.
But I think we could still try to make something work here.
If we could finagle permission to put it in, that would probably be best long term. Or go back to Clint's idea, do a little construction project and install it under the floor of a room.
Is it supposed to be visible the whole time, or is it supposed to be buried? Is it that okay?
I think it's just supposed to be in the room, technically.
Oh,
so long
okay.
as someone prays at it specifically and are aware that they're praying at it every day, then it would work. Fortunately, I don't know how we would put it underneath the flooring, especially if it's on a higher level.
Well, that's where we start the construction project. You say this room needs maintenance, there's mold in the walls, shut it down for a week, come in, redo the walls, but without telling anyone, put this in the floor. A lot of this is mute until we've gotten in and seen what we're dealing with, which is why I think this is at least a 2-day operation. Reconnaissance, and then tomorrow, action.
Do you think if we maybe hung some streamers from it, we could call it wall art?
Maybe, but I don't think a hospital would be appreciative of wall arts in their facility.
Yeah, maybe not.
I do like Karim's idea, though, that we get reconnaissance today, and then tomorrow we actually commit to something.
At
I
least we have
agree.
a list of rooms then.
Yeah, seems like it.
All right. I'm going to head towards the hospital.
I will as well, because we're together, essentially.
Yeah.
And as we're walking, I'll turn back. Try to space out when we all enter. 5 minutes minimum.
Yeah, okay, I'll finish these snacks while I wait.
Good plan.
Excellent. Do that.
Oh, we're splitting up the party.
Just for a few minutes.
Nothing will go wrong.
This is my favorite. Okay.
As soon as we get a few feet away, Cream's like, all right, do you have any way to detect if someone's trying to kill you?
Someone trying to kill me?
Or messing with you? Can you know if something is a trap? Is that the thing you can do?
I can see strands of fate and magic generally.
Right, but if say there was a Titan spawn on staff who was like, hey, I want to kill that guy, you wouldn't just know that.
Not intuitively, but if I were to activate Unlidded Eye and keep an eye out, I would probably see that they are a Titan spawn.
All right. Let's keep that in the back pocket, probably. Does it look like something when you do that?
To other Scions, yeah, they might notice, or other things of our world, but to mortals, I imagine not.
All right. Good to know.
I could also make us a little bit more lucky when we get in there, if we want to pull at the strings of fate a bit. Doing it to myself is easier, or I guess not easier, but has less consequences. If I wanted to increase your luck, it would be a bit trickier. I would effectively have to trade some of my luck and give it to you, which might hurt me in the future.
Right. Well,
But that's only if I need to do something impressively psionistic.
let's save that for tomorrow then.
All right, smart plan.
But for now, and I put a hand on his shoulder, and I adjust the glasses down so I'm looking him right in the eye. You've got this. And I'm going to use that ability again. I don't know if we'll need to make the necessary rolls, but lasting impression.
I believe you do have to make a roll to use that, correct?
Nope.
Or does it just
You-
work? And does it just work and that he gets the bonus and that he has to roll?
I think if it has a dice pool but doesn't say within the ability, like, roll this many dice and this happens, you just roll it to make sure you don't, like, botch it completely. But if it says,
Right.
like, no dice pool or doesn't give you a dice pool at all, then it just happens.
Yep,
Right.
no
I don't
dice
have
pool.
to roll. I was just going to look up which dice pools it benefits because I'm not sure charisma is one of them.
It benefits, it gives you 1 point of willpower, an extra die on art, athletics, command, craft, or integrity rolls.
Perfect.
More willpower. Cool.
And maybe more command.
I will take it.
Because you never use that, do you, Oliver?
No. I'm very good at command.
Never, not once. Never comes up.
No. Especially
Okay.
not in combat.
All right. You all head into the hospital. This is a fairly large, fairly busy place, and unlike what you see on the TV shows, there's generally a receptionist area, but you can typically just walk by those in most hospitals until you're trying to get into a restricted area. So, what are you doing?
If we're able to just kind of like walk in, I suppose, assuming Karim's following suit, sort of just kind of like head into the hospital and try to get a general idea of the layout and such, at least until we're stopped, if we are stopped.
It seems like we should check in at reception, right? As visitors?
Yes, checking in, good idea.
Cool. We head up to reception.
Okay. The receptionist behind the desk looks like she's fairly busy. She's picking up phone calls, asking people to hold, swapping back and forth between lines, typing away at her computer, and she sort of like doesn't fully look up and focus on the two of you. She's welcome to Cleveland Clinic. What can I do for you?
Dr. Mark Jacobs and my companion here, we're part of the exchange program with George Washington University Hospital down in DC. Here to have a little bit of a visit.
I put my ID up.
She kind of blinks a little bit and she like glances up for like the first time and like takes the two of you in. And then looks back at her, frowns, and looks back at her computer. And it looks like she doesn't know what you're talking about. And so she's having to reference whatever it is that she has on her screen. And after a few seconds of her typing, and looking through whatever it is that she's looking up, you can't see it. She looks up again. And I would like both of you to make me manipulation and let's go larceny. Manipulation, larceny.
Larceny. Oh no. Not a good pull. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Fine. Not a thing.
So, remind me, do the ones take off of my successes?
No.
No.
Cool, then I've got
Oh, it's fine. Karim did phenomenal.
8.
Jesus. 2, 4, 6,
And 3.
7, 8. Oh, that's
So a total of
11.
11.
11. Good lord. Okay. Unfortunately, just because you roll well doesn't mean that Oliver gets off the hook.
Nope.
Oliver, would you like to spend a legend and attempt to re-roll?
Sure, I'll do it, but I don't know if it's gonna help me all too much. Go for it. 1 success.
1. So she looks completely like she buys that Karim is there. For Oliver, she kind of looks him over for a minute, and despite the fact that Oliver is very clearly dressed more like a doctor would be, kind of has this look on her face that is half doubtful. And she glances between the two of you and then back over at Karim, and there is something in the way that Karim is like standing and the set of his shoulders and that kind of amiable smile that he always has on his face, that she's just like, okay, well, I can see you entered here. You're a couple of days early, but that shouldn't be a problem. Well, the big meeting that you all were supposed to be here for isn't for 2 more days, but, you have here, and she kind of shuffles through some a little like box in one of her desk drawers, and then comes out with an additional little visitor's pass that she like hands each of you, to clip to the bottom of your IDs that you were already provided. Just keep those displayed, and you can. I mean, you can't go everywhere, but they'll get you into a lot of places. If you two want to take a tour, and I'll see if I can find somebody to come walk you around later.
That would be
no rush.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm sorry, you did. We have somebody booked.
It's fine. We'll walk.
It's our fault. We were a bit eager. We wanted to get a look around at the place.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can find somebody to take you around, but in the meantime, feel free to have a look.
All right. And again, no rush if you can't find anyone.
Right, and we step away.
All right, it's a very good thing you're here, because I think she was not buying me.
It's alright, it takes practice. So I feel like we want to start in cardiology. What's with who you are and what we're here for.
Yes, let's get a look at cardiology, find at least as many rooms as we can that add up to 13, and kind of get a survey of each one.
All right. Cool.
All right, so are you going next, or do I go in there?
I think I might go because I think I have the perfect idea of what I want to do.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, best of luck.
You too. Hey, you got this.
Coda is going to scrunch up her backpack a little bit, grab her notebooks, put like a pen behind her ear, and grab like whatchamacallit? One of those what are they called? Those things that you put around your neck. It's kind of like a neck chain, but it has like
a lanyard.
Yeah, like a lanyard, and then it usually has like a pouch where you put like all your names, tags, and stuff. And she's just gonna shove all the different name tags she's had from volunteering at places, and just shove a whole bunch of them in there. And then she's going to like go quickly into the hospital.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
What are you doing with your baseball bat?
Oh, shucks.
Or Pele, for that matter.
Oh, Pele, she's probably gonna, like, hook him, keep him in the...
Are you leaving Pele in the car with the other animals?
Nah, she was gonna put Pele in, like, his carrier and, like, kind of keep it like a side bag kind of situation. Or, you know what? She's gonna put Pele in her backpack. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's gonna be like, don't move. But her bat... That could fit in a backpack, right?
No.
You can
Not
leave
unless
it
you
with me.
want
I'll
it to
hold
be
on
like
it.
sticking out of the bag.
Yeah, she'll look at Clint and go, are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, look, if y'all are in there and the animals are left alone, I figure Brahm might tear up the inside of this car if he's left by himself.
Okay, well, here's my phone number.
Yep.
Just, if anything happens, give me a call and I'll come running.
Yeah, and here's mine. If I need to bust in there and make something happen, you let me know. But for now, just for a few minutes at least, I'll take care of them animals.
Okay. She'll very slowly take her bat off and then like hold it for a bit and look at it and then hand it to him and be like, take good care of it.
Of course. Very carefully take it, respectfully hold it, keep it in his lap.
Yeah. Don't swing it too much though, because it turns into a kopesh and that's very sharp.
Oh, yeah, no intentions of swinging a bat inside a vehicle. I'm okay.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay.
But now I kind of want to.
As you walk away and leave your cat with Clint.
My bat.
No, your cat.
My
Are you taking Pele with you or not?
Yeah, Pele's gonna be in my backpack.
Okay, I'm sorry. Clint said if you wanted him to keep the animals, so I just assumed that was all of them. But that's fine. As you walk away, you get a glimpse of Pele as you're about to put the backpack on your back. That he is eyeing Clint with your baseball bat. And you can almost see the little wheels in his head turning where he is trying to come up with ways to make Clint swing the bat in the car. And it might be a good thing that you are carrying him away from what could be the scene of a very real crime.
Oh, yeah. Great. So she's gonna get herself ready, and then she's gonna go to look at Pele and go, if you have any ideas when I'm in there, just yell them out. But wait, I have a question. When Pele talks, is it like he's meowing, or is he just talking directly into Coda's head? I always forget.
It varies.
It varies. Okay. Cool.
You get the feeling that it might have something to do with his mood. If he wants to be obnoxious, he'll meow at you.
Copy. So then she'll go, just let me know if you have any ideas, but try to keep it only in my head and not out loud. I don't want them to know I have a cat in my bag. I have the cat in my bag.
He's giving you this look that suggests that flattery will simultaneously get you nowhere and everywhere.
Good. I know my boy. She'll give him a scratch and then she'll go, okay, into character. And then she's gonna quickly rush into the hospital.
Okay. What are you doing when you get in?
She's going to the receptionist.
The receptionist, who has literally just picked the phone back up and is she, like, you see her put the headset to her ear, and she's just about to tap the button when you come rushing up at her, and she kind of blinks a little bit and look back up. Welcome to the Cleveland Clinic. What can I do for you?
Coda has like a wide eyes, a big smile, and she goes, hi, I'm a reporter from the local paper. I'm here to check in on the and do a little bit of research and catch up and follow on the exchange program that's happening with the doctors between DC and here. I'm very excited to get some information down. Is there someone I can start talking to today?
Coda, can you make me manipulation and larceny, please?
Sweet gherkins. Okay, manipulation and larceny. 1, 2.
Can't be worse than mine.
Sweet gherkins.
Oh yeah. Slash roll. 4, 5. I'm not upset with that. That's a pretty okay dice pool. As a
So that's 3. How many epics?
Nothing for manipulation,
So
unfortunately.
just 3. Okay. She kind of stares at you. There's this look on her face that she doesn't entirely like, she looks a little baffled. And there's this look on her face where she just doesn't understand what's going on, but something is obviously going on. And you see her kind of like duck her head as she's looking down at her screen again, and she's muttering to herself, did we misprint the dates? What is going on?
Is something wrong?
Well, the program wasn't supposed to happen for a few days, but you're the third person to show up in the last, 20 minutes.
Oh, well, wasn't there supposed to be a pre-setup kind of situation? So we kind of have a map of what routes we're going to take? Because, obviously they can walk around, but we have to, sell the best kind of publicity for the hospital. Not that this place doesn't already have a pretty good reputation, but I thought there was going to be a pre-mapping situation. So I'm just here to get a layout of the grounds and maybe... But wait, you said 2 of them are already here?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's great. So I could just talk to them now and I don't even have to come the day of the event. That way you won't even have to worry about reporters.
She looks more overwhelmed the more you talk, and it's hard to tell if that's going in your favor or not, but eventually she turns and she pulls out a visitor's pass and she puts a clipboard in front of you. Sign, please, so that I can give you your pass. And if you hurry, they went that way.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You're really, not all heroes wear capes. And then she's gonna sign the paper.
She gives you this look that says that is the corniest and yet most frequently spoken line that she's ever heard in a hospital.
That's my goal.
But you sign it, she hands you your visitor's pass, and she just sort of gestures you down the hallway looking like she cannot wait to get the overexuberant kid out of her direct line of sight so that she can get back to her job. Which
Thank you
apparently
so much,
feels like it is spiraling out of control by the second.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, have a great rest of your day.
You too.
And then Coda will go around the corner and shake her face off to try to loosen her jaw from smiling so much. And try to catch up with the other 2.
You hear Pele go, "It's hot in here."
I'm sorry. She'll pop it just the slightest bit.
Don't like it.
You're so adorable.
I will bite you.
Not from in there.
Try me.
It's alright, we'll get through this and then you'll, I don't know, hack up a hairball somewhere.
You owe me so much salmon.
I thought you wanted tuna.
I want salmon this time. I'm upgrading.
Alright, I'll give you
You put me in a bag and you hear an indignant meow.
You love sitting in bags.
Do not. No cat enjoys this.
Many cats enjoy. What? Do you want me to put you in a box instead?
We might enjoy small dark places, but we generally prefer them to be under our control. This is not the same. Do you have any idea how much bouncing happens when you run the way that you are?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, tiny god. We'll get you a throne. Salmon and a proper throne in which you control. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Clint.
Yep.
Back in the car. How are you entertaining the other tiny gods?
Well, I figure I can keep Ian busy with some shiny stuff. We've been doing well so far with that. Definitely don't have keys, but I've got some coins and we can have conversation. It's more Brahm that I'm having a harder time with, kind of make sure he doesn't chew up the baseball bat that I'm not swinging. But otherwise, he'll basically just try and, keep them calm, keep them happy, pet them, cuddle up with him?
It doesn't take long. So Ian is pretty easy to keep happy. If you open a window and let Ian kind of like leave the car, he will entertain himself. He will go find shinies and bring them back. It is not uncommon for you to like let Ian fly around on his own and then you come back to $5 and change. It happens all the time.
Right.
$5 and change plus a few pieces of like tinfoil. Brahm, on the other hand, at first seems content to get like little rubs along like the ridge of his spines and stuff like that. And then he catches wind of something in that bag full of snacks.
Oh, are you hungry, little fella? Yeah, let's eat.
And he starts sniffing around and he takes particular interest in a bag of Cheetos.
Oh, good taste. Wait, can dragons have Cheetos? Oh no.
And he, as you were asking yourself that, he latches onto the bag with his little teeth and begins to shake it back and forth like a dog does until it rips and there are Cheetos everywhere.
Oh man.
At which point he begins to dive in. And very quickly you have a small red dragon covered in Cheeto dust in your lap. As he is hunting down every stray Cheeto that has ended up somewhere in the car and acting like a living vacuum cleaner.
All right, Ian, get out of here. All right, and Clint's
going.
Clint's gonna set to cleaning up the mess, using his jacket to wipe away some crumbs, wiping off the Cheeto dust from the seat until he's just left with a Cheeto-covered dragon, which he sighs and regards. Oh, come on, you little thing. And he'll just kind of wrap an arm around it and go back to petting it if it'll let him after having a feast.
Excellent. Perfect.
He does not get between the dragon and the food.
That's probably a good idea. To not put your hands between a dragon and what it wants to consume. Okay. Back in the hospital. It does not take Coda too long to catch up to Oliver and Karim.
Coda, there you are.
Not Coda, Ruby.
Nice to meet you, Ruby.
Mhm.
What do you want?
I'm here to interview you all about this lovely exchange program that's happening.
Certainly. Let's walk and
Naturally.
talk.
Agreed.
Yes. We are walking and talking.
This
And
is
you
so
can see
stupid.
and she's going.
Was
you
that the
can see
game master or the cat?
That was the cat.
the cat.
You all
Coda's
just
like-
hear indignant meowing from her bag.
Ruby,
Coda's
do you
cheek
have an
will, like-
animal in here with you?
her cheek will like twitch for a second with the wide smile she's been wearing, and she'll look back and go, "Oh no, that was just my notebook scratching against my bag."
I'm sure, because if you did have an animal in here, that would not be advisable.
You can absolutely be kicked out for that.
Well, the animal won't know about it. Or they won't know about it. Right? Because my animal is a wise, intelligent, and sentient being that knows how to be quiet when they need to be.
Is anyone
right?
listening to us right now?
So there are people in the hallways. It is hard to tell if they are listening or if they are just completely caught up in what is happening around them, like what they're dealing with. It's hard to tell.
Cool.
Also, for the record, technically, all animals are sentient. The word you were looking for was sapient.
He's not a monkey.
Nerd.
What? No, yes, but also no, that's not. Sapient means. Never mind.
Anyways, at the very least, if they say anything, I could just say that Pele's like my emotional support cat. But anyways, hello, Doctor. And then she's gonna lean forward and look and go, Mark Johnson
Says
and
Jacobs.
oh, Mark Jacobs. That's me. I'm just gonna write that down. Mark Jacobs. Where are we heading now? What do you look for when you're looking at a hospital?
Well,
And then she's just gonna walk around and look with them.
typically we like to look around at the general facilities and the faculty and how they go about their business, sort of synergy they fall into, such as the doctors, but also the other staff, such as the cleaning crew. Have you spotted any of those on your way in?
Just a confused receptionist, but I can give it a go and talk to some other people while I go and look for a snack machine and a restroom.
All right, we're going to head up in the floors, but stay in the cardio section.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to start listing numbers.
And I will look for a snack machine / bathroom / people.
Okay. Why is Coda looking for a snack machine / people?
Externally, like in game, she's gonna make it look like she's looking for a snack machine / bathroom, but she's looking for people to get to talk to some of the people in the area so we can figure out who can be the person to do the prayers.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
just like, this is a part of the plan that I am not entirely sure why this is happening, but all
It
right,
is
that's fine.
critical
Yeah.
that we get a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, otherwise this whole
Yeah.
thing is a fuss.
Yeah, no, that's just what she was saying out loud to the others.
I mean, a dragon ate the Cheetos. We got to replace them.
You don't know that.
I know.
We don't know that yet.
All
At
right.
this moment, Clint will send a picture of a Cheeto-covered dragon to Coda's phone.
Okay, go to phone. I still don't know.
All right. Coda walks off towards the bathrooms and snack machines, and as she is walking, her phone buzzes in her pocket.
She'll look at it and go, "Aw," and sends it to
Oliver?
Oliver.
Oliver, your phone buzzes in your pocket.
Look at it. What is he doing to
His-
my dragon?
His scales look as orange as they are red.
Everything all right?
Yeah, sure. Just in advance, I apologize if we get back to your car and it's a bit cheesy. I put someone vastly inexperienced in babysitting my dragon child, so. Yay.
So what are folks doing other than sending cute pictures of dragons covered in Cheeto dust?
Making a list of all of the rooms that we could use and trying to narrow down which one will be best.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna need perception awareness.
Don't.
please.
Excuse
Like,
me?
don't say it. Don't say it.
Do we have some trauma with this roll?
It's not a very big
Let's
dice
just
for
say
me.
it's not Oliver's strong suit.
One.
Yeah, that's about right. It was about par for the course.
Plus
Oh,
one
no.
epic. Is it sixes
So
or sevens that
two.
are successes? So two.
Seven.
Yeah.
2. 1 and 2. Y'all are off to a great start. So you find a couple of places that could work on a cursory search of the hospital. They're basically all patient rooms, however. You don't get to roll from inside the car, Clint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you are not with them. You elected to stay back and play babysitter, so...
Great.
Yeah, you guys find a couple of rooms that could work. They're all patient rooms, however. The one chapel that you guys managed to track down in the part of the hospital that you are in does not have numbers that add up to 13.
This might be a ridiculous idea that won't count, but could we potentially change the numbers on the door?
I feel like someone would notice.
Maybe, but if we can get away with it, I'm more wondering if the Atzlánti would accept it. Because technically speaking, it would be numbers that add up to 13. It's just we manufactured it ourselves.
Right. Can I impart to you a piece of wisdom I learned a little earlier on?
Sure.
When you have to go before someone after having done a thing for them and explain how technically you did what they wanted, even though they didn't get what they wanted, it's not a good interaction.
That's true. I don't imagine it would work for any of the pantheons except maybe the celestial bureaucracy.
I'm also going to throw it out there that you have enough dots in a cult to know that if they've given you a specific number, it's probably important.
Yeah. Well, the number part, I understand. That's why I'm like, well, if we change numbers on this door to make it add up to 13, does it count?
Right.
Yeah, but if it's significant, is what I'm saying. Do you really want to mess with something that's significant?
Right.
Unless you have a secret plan that involves pissing off the Atzlánti, which
Not advisable.
that can happen. I don't know, maybe your pantheon needs to have a fight with another pantheon to get someone else to like you. You know, politics happen.
In this case, no. I think it's best for us if we get as many of the pantheons to like us as possible.
Good luck with that.
Yep. All right, well, our options aren't great. These are all patient rooms, at least the ones that we found that work. So we need to find a way to... Maybe we could see if one of these patient rooms currently don't have any inpatients.
Or if the patient is comatose.
That as well. If they're comatose, maybe we could set up the shrine alongside them and come up with a story that they subscribe to that religion and the other doctors might not question it.
That's doable. Could work.
All right. Thank you. It's just an idea for now. We need to make sure the stars align first.
Do any of the pantheons like you yet?
No.
Who likes you the least?
Probably the Aesir right now.
No, that's not so bad.
The pantheon that is based around Viking culture is not so bad for hating us.
Well, let me put it this way. The Aesir don't like anybody. If they're being mean to you, then they're not trying to trick you into taking something that they're then not going to pay for. Into giving them something that they're then not going to pay for. You're better off just being standoffish.
I suppose that's a fair point.
Yeah, I understand your friend, no, not your friend, the one who tried to kill you and then you saved him. He's with them right now, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, I hope that works out.
I do as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I get jobs from who I work for, right? But I'm not used to everyone else getting assigned things. So you guys being in the same boat is a little refreshing.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Everyone deserves an opportunity to spice things up a little bit, make the monotonous less so.
Right. Your friend said something similar about everyone deserving an opportunity. You guys really go in for that, huh?
I believe everyone has a certain amount of potential within them that can make them truly great and special. And sometimes it requires other people to help stoke the flames of that potential.
And what if they've already expended their potential on hurting people and being bad?
I don't think, despite all we've seen thus far, that nature is so set in stone. People are ever changing. I'm certainly not the same person I was before I became a Scion. I'm not the same person I was 2 weeks ago, a few months ago.
Because you still have potential. You're not set in your ways.
Sure, but at one point I thought I was out of it. I thought it was gone. I was done for. I was in the situation I was going to be in for the rest of my life. But something happened, things changed, and I met new people. And it all started over again. That can happen to anyone else as well.
Karim jots down another number, glances into the room. So anyone... I mean, it seems like you guys really want to redeem this guy.
I would like to. And it seems like he would like to as well. And that's the main step. We can't help him if he doesn't want to help himself.
Shrugs. I suppose that's the way to do it.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think everyone can be redeemed. But I think anyone could be.
No, not everyone can be, but anyone could be?
Yes.
And you just picked this one because...
Ultimately, it was not our choice. We gave him an offer, and he accepted it. And that was all on him. The onus was on Stefan to become better, to improve, and he's doing it for the sake of other people he wants to look out for. But that's also a valiant reason. He's looking out for others that have suffered, and he wants to make things better for them. And that is something we are trying to help him in our offer. That's something we argued for. Other scions of Loki, the ones that have been hunted down for simply being a scion of Loki before they even had the chance to do something bad or improper.
Right. That always seemed a little fucked up to me.
I agree.
Though I am biased.
I appreciate the bias. I think it is natural and necessary and good for there to be differing opinions, to have other viewpoints on matters. Discourse. It's good. It's what leads to progress in ideas, culture, technology, everything. If we all thought the exact same way, we wouldn't be people. We would be automatons.
We would be what old Allah wants us to be.
I take that's
The Titans.
Yes, I was about to wager a guess, but I agree. That's largely why I'm not a big fan of these Titans. They want everyone to fall in line exactly the way they want and wreak havoc on the world. And even though I didn't think I would be an ideal candidate to handle those sorts of problems, I'm involved in it, and so I'm doing my best to pitch in.
Can you fight, Oliver?
I've been learning to throw a punch, but my strengths mostly lie in helping others fight better, pointing out key details for them to capitalize on.
Right. Well, if we're ever back to back surrounded by Titan spawn, I'll keep that in mind.
I appreciate that.
Jots down another number. Where did Ruby end up, do you think?
She said she was going to go to a snack machine, but knowing her, that probably means she's going to go interrogate some people, and hopefully that will go well. Ruby can be very personable when she wants to be, but she's also strong-spirited.
Speaking of Ruby, Coda,
Yes.
what you doing?
She is trying to make herself look like an incredibly lost person. And well, actually, I'm gonna retcon that. She is just gonna be looking for the bathroom/snack machine and kind of keep an eye out for cleaning staff cleaning staff / like any CNAs or stuff like that.
Okay.
Or people
I mean,
like that.
you're in a
stuff.
hospital, so it doesn't take long. There's a bunch of people around, so could you be a little bit more specific about what you're looking for?
Okay.
Because just cleaning staff is very vague.
Okay. She will be looking for anyone who seems to be a bit more, like they care, like they care more about like the upkeep of the building. There's some people who are like, I'm at my job because I just need to work. And then there's some people that are like, wow, I love this place. So like they do the above and beyond, So like they're saying hi to people as they're going by. They're like helping point people which way to go. Like a personable staff, I would say. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me perception and empathy.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to spend a willpower. Oh, or is it legend? I forget.
Legend.
Ooh, I am starting to get low on legend.
That is a rough roll, baby.
It is. I'm gonna spend a legend to re-roll that. Sweet Gherkins. Okay, that's better.
Alright. How many epics do you have?
It was perception, correct?
Correct.
2.
So that's 6 total. Which is not bad.
Yes.
You wander around for a bit. You kind of bypass a handful of janitors. You bypass a couple of nurses where you're like, no, not that one, not that one. That's not right either. And eventually you come to a little old woman who you realize when you glance at her badge is not actually a member of staff. She is a volunteer. But from what you can put together, she's effectively like a candy striper. She goes in, she strips bedding off of beds that aren't being used anymore. Gathers up any left behind gifts like flowers and balloons and whatever, and kind of clears them away so that the proper cleaning staff can come in and just work on disinfecting.
Mm-hmm.
But she's this little old lady with a kind of weathered weathered face that's deeply lined with laugh lines, and she kind of, as you're watching her for a good 10-15 minutes, she stops and she talks to people, and it seems like she talks to basically anybody who seems like they might need it. Like sometimes she talks and she has a conversation with with a member of a family that's pacing the hallway waiting for something, or she asks the nurses how they're doing. Sometimes she talks to the actual cleaning staff as they come in and out of rooms behind her, that sort of thing. She seems incredibly personable. She also seems like she knows the hospital and everybody who works here, because almost everybody that she talks to, unless they're very obviously a visitor, she calls them by their first name.
Perfect. Yeah. Coda is just gonna look at her and kind of get the same feeling she got when she figured out who she wanted to get the vet place to. She's like, I think this is the lady I should be talking to. And will dust herself off and walk over to her.
As you are walking over, you could feel Pele kind of shift around at the bag a little bit, trying to get comfortable. And you could hear the low mutter of cat cursing. And every so often, the little pinprick of a claw through the back of the bag into your back as he is trying desperately to get comfy. But as soon as you start moving again, everything in the bag shifts around and he's not comfortable.
She'll be okay.
As you walk over to the old woman, however, she kind of pauses. She's got a stack of sheets in her arms. Hello, dear. Can I help you?
Oh, hey.
Are you lost?
A little bit, but also, do you know this place well?
Well, I would hope so. I've been volunteering here for about 3 years now.
I see. How did you get into doing that?
She kind of looks around her for a moment and gives a little smile and a little shrug. It's the right thing to do, isn't it?
This is... I guess it is the right thing. It's kind of hard to figure out what's the right thing to do nowadays.
I don't think so. Set aside the things that muck up your brain and think about what feels like it's the right thing. It usually is. What can I do for you?
This is really odd, but, how to go about this? Are you religious at all?
She kind of blinks a little bit at that and looks a little confused by the sudden turn of the conversation.
Sorry, I was looking for the chapel as well, and...
Oh, well, there's 5 in the hospital. The one that's closest is just down the hall, and take the first right, and it's at the very end.
What's the room number?
Oh, I'll be honest with you. I know the layout, but I don't memorize room numbers.
I see. Okay. This is really random. So I'm here interviewing the two people that are doing the exchange program. They're just here really early, and I don't know. I had some thoughts, and I hear that they're possibly thinking of maybe setting up like a little thing in one of the rooms here, but it just needs to be like kept, like it needs regular upkeeping. However, and we don't really, I don't know. They were thinking of just assigning some random person to do it, but I've kind of been walking around and looking to see someone who would, you know, tend to it with love and care. You know what I mean? Because it's really important. So I guess you just stuck out to me.
Well, I appreciate that. What are they? Who is setting what up?
I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it might be like a respectful box or what's the word? I don't want to say shrine, but it's something similar to that to show respect to some culture. And you know, it's easy for them to be like, oh, you know, this random person has to make sure there's no dust on it, whatever. But we want someone that can check it regularly, you know, like every single day, make sure it looks good, make sure, you know, keep it up to date, give it the love that it needs. And I guess I'm extending further than I should be because I get emotional about stuff like this. So I will admit I've gone on my own little mission to find someone better to look after it. And you stuck out to me.
Coda, can you please make me a manipulation and larceny roll?
Ooh, manipulation and larceny.
You are lying to the poor old lady.
I know, I don't want to be.
And being really cagey about the specifics, which is not helping. You're like, we're gonna set up a box for a culture in a place, and I don't know who's doing it. Like
in a hospital.
Let's see. Manipulation, larceny. Can I use any of my virtues?
What are your virtues?
Conviction, duty, harmony, and valor. I guess
You could use duty.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yes, I heard that chuckle. You 12-year-olds.
Wow.
Duty, you said duty.
All right, rolling.
We're all children.
No. These dice are so rude to me.
I want 2. Do you have any epics?
In manipulation, no.
Well, then it's just 2. Okay.
Yeah.
You could reroll if you wanted to try.
Yeah, I'll do the reroll. Duck.
Spend a legend point.
Yep, spending. And that's without my 2 thingies.
No, you get to do it with the 2 thingies.
Oh, the whole thing. Sick.
Yes.
That's way better.
Way better. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rooney.
The little old lady, she still looks confused. Like, there's no getting around the fact that she's not entirely sure what you're talking about. But she does seem like she has just a very big heart that always wants to help. And you seem genuine. Well, I need more information, but I'm not here every day. I do take some days off, but I can come by wherever it is regularly. And as long as you're not asking me to lift anything heavy or anything like that. You know, my doctor says I'm not supposed to anymore, but
Oh, no.
I can help. I'm happy to help with whatever you need.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Like, truly, this really means a lot to me. To, well, a lot of people.
Well, I'll still need more information, but
Yeah, once they set it up, I could come back and find you.
All right. Well, that should be fine. Here, and she'll goes over to the nurse's station and grabs a sticky note. The nurses kind of don't really give her a second look. Seems like she's such a staple that nobody questions when she needs something off of a desk. And she jots down in a kind of shaky but still legible cursive her name, which is Rosita, and her phone number.
Perfect.
You call if you can't find me, but I'm usually here for at least a few hours every day.
Thank you so much, Rosita.
Of course, dear.
Well, have a great rest of your day.
You too. She still looks a little befuddled at what she's just agreed to, but she turns and goes back to her chores.
Cool. I will find a candy machine, grab some Skittles, and then go find the rest. Or the other two. Karim and Oliver.
All right. Very cool. You catch up to them. Probably a good 30 to 40 minutes later. They were talking for quite a while. That took a hot minute for you to like track down a lady and whatever. Oliver and Karim, you guys have continued to collect room numbers. None of the ones that you have found are that will work are chapels. Most of them are patient rooms, and there was one very, very tiny mop closet.
Not ideal.
No. But if we could fit everything in there.
The mop closet
Everything
is
is
small enough that you're not entirely sure it's wide enough to fit the thing.
Right,
Okay.
everything is a 3 foot in diameter stone circle.
Right. Were any of the patient rooms we checked in on, were any of the patients in there comatose?
No.
Okay.
None of them, from what you could see of their chart, seem to be in there because they're in a coma. Some of them were sleeping, possibly like heavily drugged sleeping, so you could get in, but you don't know how long they'll stay that way.
It's looking like our coma plan is not going to pan out particularly well.
Agreed.
Unless we can
Let's check the other chapels.
somehow... We can do that, yeah, for sure. Alternatively, and this is probably too convoluted to be worth the effort, somehow find a way to rearrange the patients so that we get a coma patient in one of those rooms. But that would take far more effort than I think it's worth.
I am inclined to agree. If we get involved in the bureaucracy of the hospital, everything is going to become more complicated because we'll have to
Yes.
explain ourselves to, anyone who looks at the schedule.
Absolutely. Let's just check those other chapels and see if we luck out.
Cool. We'll head to the other departments.
Yeah, we're gonna breeze past that. None of the chapels have what you're looking for.
Well, that was a waste of time.
Then we need to somehow find a way to set up a patient room with a shrine and have no one question it or get rid of it.
What about the surgical suites?
I will be upfront with you. You're going to have a really hard time convincing a hospital to not use a surgical suite.
Yeah.
A patient room is far easier.
That makes sense.
Especially a world-renowned hospital that is known for their transplants. They're going to want every surgery suite that they have.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're probably going to have to buy it out.
One of the rooms that you encountered is in a ward that seems like it is for more long-term patients, which means that the majority of that wing is not necessarily chock full. The room currently has somebody in it, but not every room in that ward is currently taken, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like this area is mostly patients that are there for longer term stays. So that might be a thought.
Right, we could do something with that.
Maybe, yes. Also, I'm not sure how well buying out a room could go.
Well, I'm thinking like a wealthy person's relative dies in the room and they want it reserved as a shrine, so they make a donation to the hospital.
I don't know if they would bite on that. It's a good idea, but it would be left in the hands of the hospital if they actually go for it or not.
Well, then we just have to, talk to them in person.
True.
Oh, I forgot. I do text Oliver and Clint that I believe I found someone.
Ah. Well, that simplifies things.
Yeah, it looks like we at least have that handled. Should we reconvene with everyone, Clint included, talk about what we found out and see if more heads can come up with a better plan?
That might work. Real quick, I guess I look at the list of rooms we've got. Probably want something on the 3rd floor. Just 3 is a good number. All right.
Let's reconvene. I'll text Coda that we're heading back to the main entrance.
Hi. She will head to the main entrance.
Okay, you meet at the main entrance.
All right. So, you said you might have found someone?
Yep, it's a sweet old lady. Her name is Rosita. She gave me her phone number, and she's kind of like those people that kind of like candy strippers, They come in, they clear the bed
You
sheets.
found
and
an elderly stripper?
That's what I thought at first as well. And I was also wondering why a hospital would have one of those.
Well, they probably would have those, especially if someone was like, my dying wish is to see one more. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Wait, hold on. Did Coda just imply that somebody's dying wish might be to see one more pair of tits? Is that what just happened?
Not just a regular pair as well, an elderly pair.
Listen, hey.
Listening.
Good lord.
So you found an option.
Yes.
You absolute maniac.
Yes, I know.
Right, well, we found some rooms that can work. There's just certain complications. We should meet back with Clint and talk it all out and see what we can do plan-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But she said she wouldn't mind doing it. She says she's not really here every single day, but she's here often.
Well, we need someone here every day to do this.
I'm sure she also, I will say, she also was kind of confused about what I was saying to her. So I'm sure if we could convince her.
What? Let's get back to the car, and then what exactly did you tell this candy stripper?
Yeah, don't think we're using the right terminology.
Wait,
No, I can't imagine we are.
Oh, are they not called candy strippers?
I don't think so.
Huh. Anyways, let's include Clint in all of this.
Coda, you hear quiet snickering from your bag.
She's gonna go, what? And like open up the bag now that we're outside.
Your cat jumps out of the bag and walks beside you, but says nothing.
Oh my gosh.
You are getting the coldest of kitty shoulders right now.
Karim moves to the other side of Coda so that she is between him and the cat.
Probably for the best.
So we'll go back to the car, but she will still just be like, wait, is it not called that? And she's gonna look to Mr. B and go, Mr. B, come on. Is that not what they're called?
Unless you're talking about... No, I'm pretty sure you have the wrong term, Coda.
What's the right term?
What was it that she did? What were her responsibilities?
She like took bed sheets off the beds, and she would like sometimes leave treats or whatever, or clean away the treats. But she's like one of those like volunteers that come around and do stuff.
I believe that's called a striper.
Why?
Yeah, why? It makes sense because she's stripping off sheets off of beds.
It's...
Anyways, it's fine. Okay.
No, I want to know.
I
Why is it a candy striper? Why is that the term? Why is that a term?
don't know. I didn't come up with it.
Huh.
All right, mark the date. Professor says he doesn't know.
I don't pretend to know everything.
All right. All right.
She's gonna go to the car and open the car door and go, Clint, did you know that they were called candy stripers and not candy strippers?
Oh my god, look at this mess.
The last striper I know was called Candy, so that makes sense.
See?
I'm just gonna put my face in my hand.
I take it all back.
Well,
I hand in and I just toss a bunch of wet wipes at Clint.
Thank you. I'll wipe my face off. Oh, here's a little bit for Brom too. Get him cleaned up.
Brom, by the way, is like half on his back, and dead asleep in Clint's lap, and just covered in a dusting of Cheetos.
Let's get you cleaned up. It's gonna be okay, big guy. And Clint's focused on cleaning up the mess. Did y'all figure out what we got to do in there?
We have some options that we still need to work out the finer details of.
And the potential lead on a priestess.
Well, so what was the candy striper thing about then?
It's because she's a candy striper.
Oh, she had like the red and white jump thing, the outfit on?
No, she was just like an elderly lady in like a sweater or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had to be like the candy cane ladies to be a candy striper.
I thought you had to work in the candy store.
No, it's about volunteer work. You know, they look
Who
like candy
volunteers
canes.
to work?
What's that?
Who volunteers to work?
I mean, people who want to help.
Karim just shakes his head and puts the car in gear.
And that's
We're going
why...
to get something to eat.
Oh, perfect. And that's why I thought she'd be a great person, because I asked her why does she do this, and she said she likes it. That's it. And she knows the hospital very well. In fact, if we she says she doesn't know the numbers too well, though.
Well, as long as she knows where she's going, then that's fine.
Yeah,
We need to designate the room and say you need to pray at this every day, which is an issue because you say she's not going to be there every day.
But we could probably convince her otherwise, because she was very sweet. I think it's just because I said to her that, well, I was very vague. I said a group, of people that's here are going to set up this thing. It's kind of like a box. It's not exactly a shrine, but it's for a religion.
Coda, you
Or a
said
culture.
we're putting a box in a hospital?
No. It's
Oh,
okay.
no.
It's okay. I told her it was for like a culture/religion thing, and
You
we
told
just
her we
need
That
put a
some.
doesn't
box
make
in
it
the
better.
hospital
That
for
makes
a
it
cult?
worse, Coda. You
I'm
said we're putting an undefined box
Coda.
in a hospital on the behalf of a religion.
Wow,
Yes,
is
Coda,
today
if-
the day where Coda doesn't get to finish speaking? She's gonna cross her arms and looking at everyone.
Yeah, it looks like it, don't it?
Please
Kind of.
continue.
You finished speaking with the old lady.
Thank you. So, and then I said, we just want someone to look after it and, clean it up or respect it, in a way. I said it was kind of like a wholesome thing, not suspicious. And she said, okay, she doesn't mind doing it.
So
Goodness.
let me get it straight. You told
Yes.
a lady
Yes.
to look after
Yes.
an undefined box
a box
in a hospital
Mm-hmm.
on
Yes.
the behalf of a religion
Uh-huh.
and just make sure it stays maintained.
Yes.
And she said yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, as
Coda,
long
how
as
did
she
they
said
not
yes.
call in a bomb? You basically called in a bomb.
Yes, you
I
described
did-
a bomb.
I did not.
Some
Okay.
sketchy people on behalf of their religion are going to put an unidentified box in
No.
a hospital.
I said 2 doctors who
Said
are
the lady-
visiting from DC.
Oh,
And I said it's part of like a thing that we're doing to respect yada yada yada. Okay,
Doctors
I know.
that they hadn't met before that got there early.
Okay, I know this all sounds very bad.
Coda, I don't think you can go back to that hospital.
If
I
we
ca-
show up tomorrow and there are cops or Homeland Security out front, we'll know why.
Oh,
I have her
Holy
number.
shit.
If we want, we could call her and clear things up. How about that?
Are you sure it ain't a fake number?
It's a real number. She was a sweet lady. She was very kind.
good. Great.
Did she give
Excellent.
you her number or did you also give her yours?
No, she gave me her number. I don't give my number
Okay,
out.
good. Good.
It's weird.
Clint,
Well, no offense,
Yeah.
Clint.
just pick a fast food place.
I mean, I was wanting Taco Bell earlier, I think. Did we get that?
No,
Nope.
we didn't get
Taco
that.
Well,
Bell.
let's get some of that.
All right. Fuck.
So we got an old lady who's gonna look after our bomb. We've
No, we should stop calling it that.
a box. We got an old lady to look
Our
after the
undefined
rocks.
box.
Yeah, we've got our looker after. We don't have the room yet, right?
We have some room options. They're all patient
Okay.
rooms.
Do
And
we have a decision on how to make sure we keep that room for a while?
that's the issue. Karim and I talked about a few options we have, but we figured speaking with everyone to hammer out details would be wise.
Right.
Yeah.
We can go a mundane route and secure a room through mundane means. I'm
Yeah.
also willing to do you guys a favor.
Oh,
Why?
Not for free.
Yeah, there it is.
what are you asking for?
We can talk about that, but I want to put it out there that I can, if the need be, simply make someone believe.
It's
Oh no.
compelling, but
Literally,
things have been
yes.
made clear. Well, yes, okay. It's been made pretty clear to us that we should not accept certain deals and transactions until we have all the details and are very sure that we are willing to commit to all the details.
Absolutely.
And we kind of have to, in a way, still be the ones that complete the labor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can help out on that part. I can make sure that the old lady does her thing.
Yes, I was about to ask you, do you think you can give her the Gaius, assuming that is something she's meant to do.
Yeah, well, think about it. She's already there. She's volunteering on her own. And some lady came up and told her about a box, and she was willing to take care of it. This lady already sounds like the perfect target. I mean, perfect person.
Right. And even though she's not there every day, it doesn't mean she has to come there and work every day. She just needs to stop by maybe for about 15 minutes, do a prayer, and then she can leave, and the rest of the day is hers.
Right, and if she's already volunteering, that means the place is close enough for her to visit anyways. She's probably got friends that work there, volunteer there, so she can go and have lunch with them too. I think it works out for everyone. We might need to give her a few extra bucks or something to encourage her to do it, but I think she'll have a responsibility all her own, it seems.
And she'll probably be pretty eager to do it herself once she realizes the benefits of her Gaius and connects it to the shrine.
Yeah, exactly.
Mortals are superstitious, so they'll, attribute one thing to the other and believe that, oh, she's praying at this shrine and she's getting something out of it, so keep doing it.
Ad hoc ergo proctor hoc.
Yeah, hogs and progs.
For the Latin speaker in the car, that's after, therefore, because of.
Yep. And people are creatures of habit, if nothing else.
Sounds like she's already going there already. She's got the habit. I'm telling you, I really like the plan.
It's just a matter of securing the room.
Yeah, but it sounds like that's going to be easy too. I mean, just throw a few bucks at them. Hospitals like their money.
Don't know if we have enough money to buy out a room to never be used ever again. This is a fairly
Not
popular
you
hospital.
personally.
Oh, I could reach out to Mom. Maybe she'll say something.
I don't know if your mother's going to give you the funds for this, Clint.
Yeah, maybe not, but
What are you
None
saying?
of your gods has a
Pele?
purview of wealth, do they?
Not mine.
Coda's gonna look to Pele and go, "What were you saying?"
Oh, that wasn't Pele. That was the storyteller saying, not you personally.
Oh, okay. I mean, I haven't spoken to my mom in a bit. I can ask her. But it feels weird asking for money.
What's
Well,
our parents for?
I don't know. Sorry, right? I
think
do know
of-
now.
all of us, Bast is the most likely to pitch in and has the wealth to back this up.
Oh
Clint's
yeah.
already hitting send.
Oh,
All right.
Is-
I'll
So
text
Clint
my
is
mom.
texting his mother?
sent like a
Oh.
Venmo link as well.
Boy.
It's hey Mom, we need some money to buy a hospital room for an indefinite period of time to keep people from messing with it. Do you mind fronting some money my way? I think it's going to be a lot.
If he gets more than
Clint,
5
for the
cents, I'll be
first time-
surprised.
Clint, for the first time since you've become a scion, you immediately have your phone start ringing after texting your mother.
Oh, okay. Who's calling?
Now, it's her.
Oh, Mom's calling. Oh my
Oh,
God,
no,
y'all.
no.
Oh, okay, everybody.
Deep breaths.
Shh,
Deep
shh,
breaths.
Okay.
Deep breaths.
All right.
I don't think
Mom's
this is
calling.
going to go the
What
way
do you
you
want
think
from
it will,
Taco Bell?
Clint.
Give me a beefy cheesy burrito, and I need 2 chalupa crunches, cheesy, please, with chicken. All right.
Those weren't even
thumbs
words.
All right. He'll answer the phone. Hello?
You want money for what?
So we're trying to do this thing, and I just need to secure a room so that nobody's gonna get in there except for one person that we want to go in there.
You're going to have to be more specific.
Oh, it's for a task. See, we're supposed to put this thing in a room. Hold on. He'll look around the car and narrow his eyes. Mom, is this line secure?
And you're on a cell phone designed by a god.
Okay. So we're trying to get this hospital room, right? We're at the hospital, in it's Cleveland. And we're trying to put some rune stuff, a stone thing, in a room so that someone can go and worship at it daily for a while, and we need to keep people from going in and out of there. And so we've got the person, we've got the rune thing, and we found a few rooms, but we just need to make sure we have the money to post up a guard or maybe just buy out the room.
And what pantheon is this for?
It's for the Atzlánti.
Oh,
The Atzlánti.
Atzlánti, yeah.
Then why the hell are you calling me? One of them owes your friends a favor.
Oh, do they?
Aye, unless they've already cashed in that chip.
Oh, could you tell me who, or would one of them know?
I would hope that they would know.
Okay. Mom says the Atzlánti owe one of y'all a favor?
Oh, yes. Tezcatlipoca owes us a favor for helping out his kids.
All right, so do we want to use him?
That would be ideal. He is very wealthy from what we've been told.
Oh, okay. Mom, do you have that person's phone number?
I don't
have
think
it.
she heard me. And Karim, you have?
I mean, I have a phone number, assuming you're talking about the people I think you're talking about.
Well, I don't want
Oh.
you to have to burn your phones.
No, the twins.
I think Lily specifically.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, I think we got it covered, Mom. Thank you for calling. How are you doing?
Click.
God damn it. I mean, I love you too. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And he'll end the phone.
Did I catch that she hung up on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get personal with. I mean, Clint, I see how you are, and
I'm still just surprised she actually called.
Yeah.
she usually doesn't.
No,
She
nor does she just
usually
ignores
doesn't
him.
even read them.
Hey, that's progress.
Yeah. Clint is beaming.
It
Anyway.
could be.
We should call Lily and tell her that we need that favor from her father.
Right. I get the Taco Bell. Pull around to the parking lot. Here's the thing, Oliver, and everyone. Maybe it's good that she picked up. Maybe it's not. I don't know what else to say, but irregularities are usually bad news in my job.
Are you offering a alternative?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's a little strange that she would pick up now when she usually leaves them unread.
Well, I don't really ask Mom for money very often, so maybe she thought it was important. And I did
From
say a
other
hospital
gods.
room, so maybe she thought I was hurt.
From other gods, I would agree with you, but considering this is the Morrigan and she is directly tied to fate, I think it's.
You think
I
we're
think
tied
it's-
up in something?
I think we're doing something that fate has decreed that we must do these labors, and the Morrigan getting involved isn't so out of the ordinary.
I mean, she did send me.
That is true.
LA is doing that thing where he licks his paw and is using it to like groom at his ears. Is when are you not caught up in something?
Yeah.
You don't hear him.
I'm busy stuffing my face with Taco Bell now.
Yeah, but you're usually not. We're usually always wrapped up in something.
Besides,
Right.
we're fortunate in that we're not asking Lily's father for a favor. He owes us a favor, so ideally, there won't be that many strings attached to this, if any.
Right, but before we do that, don't get me wrong, I'd be happy to call Lily. But before you do that, consider my offer. I think I can get this done for you. I think I can convince someone in the administration of the hospital to just close the room for you.
For what?
That's what I want to discuss.
Well, the floor's open.
This is complicated for me because I can tell you some things, and there's some things I can't. And even telling you I can't tell you some things is pushing the limits of things I can tell you.
Well, Karim, we're best friends. You can tell us anything.
Mm-hmm.
Coda.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that wasn't planned. Wits and empathy, please, and then Karim, you can continue.
Also, while this is going on, can I use Brehon's eye on Karim?
Sure.
Just to do a little reading. A little Scion legend-y reading.
Continue, Karim.
I said to you that I was on a short leash. Right? You remember this?
Coda, he's talking to you.
Oh, yes.
I wish that was more of a metaphor.
Do you got a collar too?
No. No, I do not. I would like to help you. But what I can and cannot do has, to an extent, been dictated to me.
I said.
Yes.
So, do you have like one of those? One of those things that's like, oh, if I say this, my tongue will burn. Or it's, you must work alone for the rest of your life.
He smiles and says, I am not at liberty to discuss that.
I see. Okay.
With that in mind,
Perfect.
I got 6 successes on Brehon's eye, so definitely enough to read everyone in this room, starting with whoever has the highest legend, and assuming that's Karim, even though I don't know for sure. What is Karim's where'd it go? What is his highest virtue, lowest virtue, and nature?
Highest virtue. Do I tell you if it's a tie?
Yes. If they're both the highest, then give me both of them.
Courage and endurance. His nature is visionary, and his lowest virtue is loyalty.
All right.
And because you rolled so incredibly well, Clint and Coda can do the same thing.
Currently, expression is my highest virtue, intellect is my lowest, and I am a caregiver.
What's my highest? Conviction and duty. My lowest is valor, and my nature is survivor.
All right. I just now finished writing down Kareem, so I might get the rest of those later.
Well. And Storyteller, I got 8 successes.
Okay. So that was mostly to read Pele's reactions to things.
Mm-hmm.
This shouldn't come as any surprise because he was a little sketched out by Karim last episode too.
Mhm.
Pele does not look particularly trusting of Karim or like he even wants to be in close proximity with him. So when Karim starts offering things, he looks suspicious.
Copy.
But also shouldn't be all that surprising given who Karim's dad is.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You have yet to complete a task for our pantheon. Correct?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to help with that. And I would like to just help you.
You don't
But
want nothing in exchange?
I can't take nothing in exchange.
Oh, well, how about I pay for your next round of Taco Bell?
Clint, you're a treasure. Never change.
All right, but I'd get real stinky if I did that.
So, what are you playing at here, Kareem?
I'm curious of that as well.
I'm playing at a line imposed on me by outside forces that it is he like stares at the ceiling of the car.
Clint will reach over and pat at Kareem's shoulder. It's all right, man. You can take your time. We're not going to force you to say it right away.
Yeah, but we're also not going to agree to anything if we don't know what.
Yeah,
With
there's
Coda.
that limitation, but still, we got time, right?
As of right now, what you're offering is to aid us in this current labor. You want to aid us in the labor that we will be doing for the Egyptian pantheon, but we don't know what the exchange is.
All right. You know, let me do this. I think if I just talk to someone on your behalf, that won't count. I think I can get away with that. And then you won't owe me a favor or anything down the road.
Kareem, I think we already owe you for the ride. Maybe
If I
not a
asked you to
big
do
favor.
something.
But
Exactly.
yeah.
Don't offer that, Clint.
No, not like
we
that.
don't
but
want
I
to
mean,
owe anyone favors. Even if
Hey.
we like them, we don't want
Hey.
to owe any favors.
It ain't like I owe you a favor officially on paper. Here's the rules and regulation. It's hey, I'll spot you Taco Bell next time, or we're already paying you the gas money, so it's more like convenience kind of thing.
Right.
I understand what you mean, Clint, but let's still not voice those sorts of things because fate's tricky like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Mr. Bright is very much correct. I came to be in this situation by doing something very much like that. And hopefully that was vague enough. All right. All right. I will talk to the administration of the hospital. If I can get them to give up the room for nothing, then it's done.
Yeah.
If I can't, we fall back on money, and then no one owes anyone any favors.
Just want to
Right.
state for the record that we are not offering any favors for anything that you will be doing.
Right.
Except for maybe a high five.
I will take a high five, Clint. Honestly, he turns around and holds up his hand. That would be really
Clint
nice right
delivers
now.
A solid high five.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, Kareem, for what it's worth. It's not personal. It's just you say this is all on behalf of connections to your father, and Unfortunately, he doesn't have the best of reputations.
You catch Clint like fully sneer out the window, just like, mm-hmm.
Kareem. You catch Kareem fully sneer out of the
Kareem,
window.
yes. What did I say?
Clint.
Oops, sorry.
The sweetest boy is apparently sneering out the window.
Kareem fully just, yeah. All right.
So
Well,
what's the plan then?
Well, normally I sleep in the car, but we should probably get a hotel.
All right. And
Yeah,
then
and
tomorrow
then we're
morning,
gonna go
you're
back.
going to, speak with the administration and see if they'll give away the room?
Honestly, we should probably wait a couple of days. It sounds like Plague put something in the schedule for us to actually show up. Storyteller,
Okay.
do I know if that would be my guy or if he just gave us the name of actual people that are going to show up?
You would assume because he gave you documentation and badges and stuff, and didn't include anything about the timeline, that he probably borrowed real identities because they're supposed to be there anyway.
Cool. So we're piggybacking on real people.
Yeah. So maybe don't wait a couple of days. Maybe do this as
Yeah.
quickly as possible.
Rewind. Indeed. Let's get some rest, and tomorrow we'll go back. I'll talk to someone in charge.
And while you do that, I suppose we can explain the whole situation to that lovely lady who probably
Mhm.
thinks she's being meant to guard a ball.
yeah, the ex-stripper
He
named
doesn't
Candy.
think that. You guys should trust me.
We do trust you. We're just having fun. If we didn't like you, we wouldn't bust your chops.
They trusted that you told them the truth about what you said. You just explained it poorly. To be fair, I'm a little surprised that she wasn't more freaked out now that I think about it.
Is that Kitty Cat?
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna go, oh, hush you.
I wasn't paying attention when I was in the bag, but now that I'm out, she should have been more worried than she was.
Well, my charm. It was my lovely, sweet charm that I could
it was
just
your
turn
absolutely
on.
magnetic personality.
It was my magnetic personality. I get it from my mom.
You know what your mom does? She gets me salmon,
Oh my gosh.
and she doesn't put me in bags.
All right, you're staying in the car next time. You're gonna babysit them. All right, that's great. You're gonna babysit.
Hey, Kareem, do you got a change cup in your car?
He pulls some stuff out of the middle console and in the bottom of one of the drink holders. Yeah, there's
Okay, cool. I was just curious. Most folks have one. As they go along, now that Ian has been out and about, any change that Ian brings back will be subtly, or not so subtly, put into the cup.
Ian fluffs up and looks mildly insulted that his shinies have been put into the cup and not kept for him.
It's all right. We got more at home.
You
Don't
get the
worry.
feeling there is a single crow eye eyeing you hard.
Ian, think about it this way. You bring me gifts. I got to give gifts to other people. I'm just extending
Those
your...
were for me. I just give them to you to hold because I don't have thumbs or pockets.
Oh, I thought you've been giving me gifts this whole time. I'm
No.
sorry, buddy. Oh, I misunderstood. Look, we'll just give Kareem these coins, and as Clint is saying this, it's chirps and whistles to the crow on his shoulder. I'm sorry, buddy. Look, I'll make sure that any change you bring back next time goes straight into my pocket. I didn't know. I misunderstood. That was on me. I'll make sure I'll be
Have
better
you
for
been
you.
giving away all of the shinies that I bring?
No, not all of them. Just, to people who need them more than we do. And what I have saved
I
up
don't
at
think
the
anyone
house
needs my shinies more than I do.
Well, probably not. I know. You got your hoard at home, and we've got a big old pile just for you. But, other people like shinies too, right, Ian?
They're my shinies.
Yes.
I work hard for them.
Yeah, you do. And I make sure you stay fed, don't I?
Fine, he can have my shinies.
Okay, just these, right?
Just those, no more.
Just these, okay. And he'll...
And he pecks at like your ear.
Ian,
So
you said
Oliver-
it was okay. All right. Sorry, I was having a conversation with my bird for a second there. I was trying to be nice. I didn't realize I was upsetting him some. It's just a matter of change. Things will change.
I have to ask, Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Does your friend talk?
Brom, no. At least not yet. Technically speaking, he's still an infant, though.
Hmm.
I don't know if he will or not, though.
Perhaps I should get a friend. Someone, someone who travels with me all the time.
Yeah, do you like dogs?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we can help you find a dog later.
We had I knew a couple of German shepherds when I was younger. To be fair, they weren't really pets so much as canine soldiers, but
Well, maybe you can get one that's a bit of both. Could be helpful to you and your duties, but also a friend, companion.
yeah, maybe. Don't know if it would be responsible to bring an animal into my duties.
Well, if it's a scion-related animal, then
Right.
I think they get, sort of a boost, you could say.
I'd be
Yes,
pretty
no offense,
lost if it weren't for Ian, so I think having animals along ain't such a bad idea.
I'll keep that in mind.
And you never know, you might just kind of stumble along one. I didn't exactly go out looking for the tiny, getting much larger dragon.
Oliver, Brom is making his way towards the Taco Bell that is on the seat next to you.
Okay, nope. I'm just going to pick it up. You have had plenty today because Uncle Clint was looking after you and made you a mess.
He is doing the thing that like cats do when they really want your food. He's leaning towards it, trying to get to it so hard.
No. I'm just pulling it further and further away.
Snapping his little dragon jaws.
You think he likes spicy food? I pull into a motel parking lot.
Well, that would make sense.
Might be
I've
worth a
never been
shot.
called Uncle Clint before. That felt different.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sort of felt right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how should we divvy up the rooms?
I mean, I'll take a couch or a floor. It don't matter to me none.
Likewise. We get a twin for the two of you, and shit, I'll sleep in the car. It's fine.
If you're certain, but if we're staying in a motel, you can have the comforts of an actual room if you'd like.
You know, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
two
hate it.
twins. Or, sorry, 4 twins. And, room and room.
All right.
What are we going to
I'll-
do with 8 people?
I'll go secure some rooms.
Okay. It's just a motel, so it's not like they're overly fancy rooms, but you very easily get a couple rooms with 2 queen beds each.
This was what they had.
That ain't half bad. Looks like we'll be sleeping like royalty.
Yeah, wasn't expecting queens.
All right.
All right.
So tomorrow, back on the job, in the shop.
Indeed.
I'm sorry about, I guess,
Being
he sort of
sketchy.
gestures to himself.
Karim, you ain't never got to apologize for being yourself. You're okay.
I am with Clint. The offer to help is very much appreciated. It's just we haven't had the best track record of making good bargains recently, and so it's in our best interest to be very selective about what we do when one is offered to us.
As well you should.
All right. Well, we've got some herbal supplements and some alcohol to help us sleep through the night at least.
Hmm.
And I need to make a phone call before bed.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let Mom know I'm tucking in for the evening. Y'all have a good one.
Okay,
Nice.
You
so
as well.
who is sharing a room with who? Because you've got 2 rooms with 2 beds each.
Clint just goes to the first one and finds his bed.
Who's sharing a room with Clint?
I think I would.
Okay.
Hey.
Coda and Oliver will share the other room.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. The one who's has a great relationship and the one who's having relationship problems in the same room. This is going to be a fun roleplay moment. All
It's
right,
going to be awkward.
Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
you have a phone call to make?
Yes. I was just basically going to say, like, as promised, I give Esrope a goodnight call. We didn't have to roleplay it out to save time, but if we want to.
Yeah, it's not an overly long call. She picks up the phone. She's happy to hear from you. Lets you know that they made it back to Damon's farm okay. Basically hitched a ride with somebody with the psychopomp purview, so they didn't have to go the long way.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike you guys hopping in a car that magically teleported you halfway across the country. And she misses you, but also recognizes that she should probably sleep in tree form at least a little bit, because it's been a hot minute and her back is starting to bother her. She's like, I start to have human problems if I don't come a tree every so often.
Of course. Yeah, in that case, yeah, basically going to give her an update on our situation, what we've been doing today, how it's going, what our kind of general plan is, just making conversation, tell her I miss her as well, and yeah, other than that, just nice conversation.
Perfect. Okay. Coda, are you making any phone calls, sending any text messages before bed?
Definitely no phone calls, but she'll just text that and say, hope everything is going well. And she'll explain the party was kind of nice. Well, not nice. She'll explain how nice the party went and that they're in Cleveland now and that she hopes she's doing well.
Hey.
When I hang up, I'll turn to look at Coda. Sorry about that.
No, nothing to be sorry about. It's, I guess, cute. And, like, finally, you finally have someone, so that's pretty awesome.
Finally. Sound like you doubted it would ever happen.
No, I didn't doubt it. I knew it was going to happen, but it just took time.
Really? I didn't
You didn't what?
know if it was going to happen.
Well, that's because you're not to be
Because you're
rude.
you.
Not to be rude, but you're kind of blind when it comes to yourself. Teach. You can see the great in
I'm-
everyone else, but not yourself sometimes.
True, but I'm
But you're
also
getting better.
kind of blind in a lot of other ways too. It's gonna blink the
Like-
bad eye.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why I said not to be rude. I obviously know you're like blind in one eye. Duh, I broke someone's arm for it. Like,
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. Believe it or not, I can be funny.
no.
Yes, I can be very funny when I want to be.
Right. I'm kidding. I know you can be.
I could prove it.
What, are you gonna tell me a knock-knock joke?
No, but I could tell you a joke just to prove how funny I can be.
Oh, no,
Sure.
I have to hear that.
Yeah, sure. She's gonna cross her legs and go, you have my full attention.
All
You
right.
also seem to have Pele's attention. He is sitting on the dresser nearby and watching you intently.
I'm gonna stand there, cross my arms, and think for a second. Oh, okay, this is a good one. So I was doing some reading recently. Was having a rough time, but I changed to some novels by Charlotte Bronte, and it was a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. She wrote Jane Eyre.
Oh.
That was a terrible joke.
You don't need to give me a pity laugh.
No, that was funny.
For your information, amongst the other English departments I've been a part of in college recently, it is very funny and made a killing.
Yeah, no, it really is funny. I remember Jane Eyre, not the story itself, but I just remember thinking, why is her last name spelled like that? So, I guess I get it now. I get it now.
It is English, so
Well, English then it would have been AIR.
no, as in British. It's a British name.
So it's British.
Yes, it's a family name. It's not meant to actually be like the word heir.
So wouldn't it be HEIR? Isn't that
No,
a British
no.
word?
Heir is also a word. Names don't have to be words, Coda. Sometimes they're just names. For instance, Brazos doesn't mean anything for Clint. It's just Brazos.
Yeah, I understand. Your joke was funny, Teach. It was funny. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially once I
allowed to-
understood it.
You're allowed to say it's not funny.
No. Once I understood it, it was even funnier. Because then you kept saying it over and over, and
I'll
that
say it's not
added it.
funny.
Pele says it wasn't funny though.
Thank you for your honesty, Pele.
Pele yawns hard and then curls up.
Okay, that was a bit too cruel, but all right.
Yeah, he's in a mood because he was in a bag.
Don't you have like a cat carrier that he rides around in all the time?
Yeah, but I'm trying to bring him with me for the.
Again, why did you do that? It's a hospital.
Because I thought I could use him as a little tiny spy. Because he does his jumping into worlds thing. So I thought maybe he could be helpful, or maybe he could be a distraction if I needed him to be. I like to have different options for if anything could happen.
Right, but it's a hospital. There's patients in there that could be deadly allergic to cats.
That's literally everywhere in the world. So should I just never bring a cat anywhere in the world?
Okay, valid point, but a hospital is a bit different. People are more compromised there. They're more vulnerable.
They're also more prepared to be dying.
Morbid?
Well,
But-
I mean, there's literally like people go there for that. So they were like, "Oh, time to go." Then they have more than enough people that can help them stop. It's not like they're like someone in the middle of a bus stop and is like, "Oh God, I'm allergic to cats. I'm dying." You know, if they're in a hospital, then isn't
All
that
right. As amazing and amusing as this conversation is, we're going to transition over to the other bedroom.
Yeah.
Kareem, are you calling anybody, doing anything before you go to bed?
Reem is going to hang out outside the room and smoke several cigarettes. Then come back in, unroll a small mat, and take a little bowl. He sits cross-legged, holds the bowl in his hand, closes his eyes, and begins to meditate.
Okay.
What are you doing there, friend?
I'm meditating.
Oh.
It's-
I've never done that before. Can I do that with you?
Sure.
Oh yes, let's train the ADHD scion to meditate. This will go well.
Have a seat.
All right. Do I have to cross my legs or anything, or what are we doing here?
Just find a position that's comfortable for you.
All right, let's see. Clint will sit on the edge of the bed like this, or do I need to be down there with you?
It's up to you.
All right, well, I've never been one for sitting on the floor too much, so I'll sit over here. It's okay.
All right. He holds up the bowl. I'm going to burn some incense in this. Just take in the smell
Okay.
and focus on your breathing. Don't think too much. Don't talk too much. Just the smell and the breathing. And once you feel fairly calm, try to think about what's going on inside you. Try to think about yourself and things that might frustrate you. Maybe think about your mom. I'm going to try and figure out how I can be more honest.
Oh. So this is like a problem-solving skill.
Yes.
Okay, I never thought about it that way. I thought people would just kind of needed a break and closed their eyes and took a little nap. Okay,
Well, it can be
sounds
that too,
useful.
but
Okay, so I'm supposed to sit here, smell the incense, stop talking, and think.
Actually, do come down onto the floor for a moment.
Okay, yeah, and he'll shuffle off of the bed to sit on the floor.
Right. Give me your right hand.
Right. Okay, here you go.
And I'm going to lace our fingers under the bowl so we're each holding it between us.
Okay, and now I have to keep this up, right? We don't want to cause a fire. Okay.
Exactly. Breathe
Okay.
and relax. And I'm going to light some incense and we're going to meditate.
And Clint will do his best to meditate.
Clint, please
Yes.
roll your total willpower.
Okay.
He's got this. I believe in him.
We've got 2 successes.
Well, you're a little antsy, but you managed to not talk. And that's a vast improvement from your norm.
Clint will be fidgeting very slightly, maybe just like his legs twitching, kind of keeping a little rapid rhythm going on, but he's trying to center himself.
This is the most still and most quiet you've ever seen, or you've seen Clint since you met him, Karim.
After a couple minutes, You're doing very well.
Thank you. I'm focusing on not focusing, and I keep hearing songs.
You're not thinking about anything. That's good.
Now I'm kind of thinking Frosted Flakes are more than great. Or more than good, they're great. And then that just went away.
I'm thinking I will be able to be more honest with you in a few days. Hopefully. No more than a week.
How do we shorten the timeline on that? Like, how can we make it a day?
It's not up to us. So many things aren't.
Oh, so this is one of them kind of out of your hand situations. Things will happen and you just react to them?
It's not a life I like to live. But when you're in a certain situation, you must make the most of it. And I think Clint actually sees for a second, or feels like he sees, a desert with nothing for miles and miles around. And you can smell it in the incense. And there's an air of desperation and the thought of, I would say yes to anything if it got me out of this right now.
Karim, I'm feeling a little something weird.
Yeah, the bowl is, well, it's not just the bowl.
No, I mean, my fingers are kind of warm because of your fingers and the bowl, but no, it feels like something else.
What do you feel?
Kind of like I need a hug. Do you need a hug?
Karim will put down the bowl and open his eyes, and he's crying a little bit. I think I do.
Come here, man. And Clint will embrace him with both arms. It's gonna be okay, Karim. Life seems to be throwing us all in different directions, and now that we ain't just normal people, it's even more different and stranger, and so
God,
much
I
is
hope you're right.
expected of us. But you know what? It's gonna be okay.
Karim is like sobbing and trying to breathe.
Clint will pat his upper back. Go ahead and let it out. Sometimes I've never been one for meditating, but I've cried a fair few times. You just keep on at it. You'll feel better after a minute.
Oh. It's fucked up, man.
It is. It really is. Think about it this way. I've been put to work as a soldier for one of the most angsty, angry, powerful, scary, intimidating forces out there. And I'm me. I'm expected to go out there and do great powers of strength and soldiering and crush things and kill things, but you know, that's not what I really want to do.
You want to make friends.
Yeah. I think your title that you've given me is the best one I've gotten so far. And I'm going to be wearing it for as long as I can. Godfriend is, gosh, perfect.
Thank you.
No, Karim. Thank you. And at that, Clint actually does start tearing up on his end.
Oh, shit.
It's all right. Look, Well, they're in a different room. They can't hear us cry. It's okay. You know, even if they could, they'd probably just cry with us. They're really cool that way.
Oliver would. He seems like the type. Comes
You
from
hear that?
Ian.
Ian, we're having a moment, man.
What?
What did he say?
He said that Oliver cries a lot, and I'm trying not to laugh because it's true. But he's not really true. He doesn't cry that much. He just gets emotional.
I said he's the type to cry. I didn't say that he does it all the time.
You're right. Sorry. To clarify, he said he's the type to cry, not that he does it a lot. He's a softer sort, but he's, got his edges in a different place.
Yes, I'm not usually. So this is. Thank you.
You're welcome, Karim.
He'll
Thank
sit
you.
back, put the bowl and the rug away. Oh. Well, now I feel like I need a drink.
Well, I think we're in luck. Clint will pop open the bottle that he was given for the ride and never had to use.
All right.
I will definitely not tell your mother that you called her angsty if you give me a shiny.
Clint looks down at the bottle cap. All right, here you go, Ian. And we'll toss it over.
Ian catches the bottle cap out of the air.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard the Morrigan described that way.
Well, a lot of people are kind of afraid of her. I'm not really so
Understandable.
much afraid of her as I just, she's mom.
She's scary, though.
Yeah.
I think that I don't. All right, I do think about which of the gods would win in a fight. If all the
Yeah.
pantheons went to war with each other,
Who do you think would win?
I think it would be close.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I think there's actually. I think the further north you go, the better everyone's chances get. Not to dismiss anyone, but everyone would start by saying, oh, the ones who sacrifice hearts, they should probably die first.
Yeah, people do tend to look down on that kind of thing.
I think they would get ganged up on pretty quickly. I think the Aesir would be hard to beat.
Yeah, I could see that. I always thought if something like that started, it'd just be real bloody, real fast, and a whole lot of people would be dead, and nobody'd be happy about it. So, fingers crossed it stays peaceful, at least the way it is right now. We've got a unified enemy in the form of a underground, undead lands and monsters
Titan
all
spawn.
forming up. We got the Fenrir wolves. Yeah, we got the Titan spawn really threatening things, and we're
So
all
this is-
working together.
So are we drinking to never running out of enemies?
Oh, shit.
I'll drink to that. Don't get me wrong, I will.
You know what? I think that'd be the most mom thing I've ever done.
All right. To never running out of enemies.
It's never running out of enemies. We'll raise the bottle.
And more shinies.
And to more shinies.
Absolutely.
All right, I think about ready to tuck in.
God, yes.
Yeah, let's get some shut-eye.
Cool.
You want to sleep over here?
It doesn't matter to me. It's a bed.
All right, I mean, we can cuddle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's sure. Sure.
Cool. All right, come on. Let's get some good sleep tonight. Clint will-
Ian kind of eyes the two of you and begins to kind of inch towards the window.
Oh, Ian, you want to cuddle too?
No, but if you could open the window.
Yeah, sure. Clint will go over. Do you want it open all night or just for a little bit?
No, leave it open.
Shouldn't be too bad out there. Clint will open the window before getting back into bed.
And he hops over to the window and he kind of pauses on the sill and then turns and looks back and goes, "But who's Little Spoon?"
Oh, that's a really good question. Karim, you thinking we're sleeping side to side? We're gonna spoon? What you feeling?
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Well, how about this? If you're feeling overwhelmed, you be the little spoon. I'll hold on to you. We'll sleep real well that way. You'll feel safe and protected.
Takes another drink. Okay.
Kareem, you hear a sound come out of Ian that is as close to laughing as a crow can get, and then he is out the window.
Is he laughing at me?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe I don't want the familiar.
Yeah, they can kind of be assholes sometimes. But, like I said, I'd be lost if I didn't have Ian around. It's kind of like, you know, they're practically a whole person.
Right. All right. Sleeping.
Yep, come on.
All right. So, folks turn in. Some folks turn in the same bed. You know, just Scion things. Okay. Come morning. What is the plan?
I believe it is to go back to the hospital. Karim is going to try to talk to administration and see if we can get that room, while the rest of us explain the full extent of the situation to Rosita and impart a Gaia spawner, I think. Assuming she agrees.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna start, however, because we've only got about 10 minutes left. We're gonna start in the room where we left off when everybody went to bed. Where Clint and Kareem wake up, cuddled up to each other.
Oh, good morning, Kareem.
Good morning.
Kareem, you open your eyes, and on the bedside table, you realize not only is there a large crow inches from your face, there is also a pile of shiny objects at the crow's feet. And the crow seems to be mostly asleep with his head tucked under his wing.
For a split second, Kareem gets up like he didn't expect a crow there. But it's right. Good morning, Clint.
Yeah. Good morning. You sleep well?
Yeah. I slept all right. Yes.
Good. I can't imagine sleeping in a car all alone like that for so long, so I'm glad I could help out.
Yeah. Yeah, thank
right.
you.
No problem. You ready to face the day? Clint will get up and start stretching.
Indeed. Clint rearms and stuff.
You mean Kareem?
Kareem. God damn it.
It's done it again.
Clint, please make me a perception and awareness roll.
You got it.
I will say Clint probably notices that Kareem has a collection of scars.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh. All right.
hold on, wait. Nope,
You
those are
don't-
D10s.
Oh yeah, you don't know. You don't know the shit.
I'll go ahead and use a legend point. It seems important.
I
Here
mean,
we go.
it's not overly important, but you know.
All right, got 2 successes that time.
Your phone is not in your pocket.
Wait a second. Hey, Karim, do you have my phone? And Clint's patting down all of his pockets.
So this is a wife beater, and these are boxers.
Okay, but you... Oh, yeah, fair enough. Ain't got no pockets. I got you. Ian... he'll look towards Ian's pile of shinies to see if the phone got stowed
Not
underneath.
only is your phone next to the pile of shinies, it is leaning at an odd angle against the pile of shinies.
What in the...
Is it pointing at the bed?
It is.
Wonder what that was doing there. Clint will pick it up and activate it and
Clint.
see...
You activate it, and not only are there several pictures of you and Karim all cuddled up asleep in your gallery, one of them has been sent to your mother.
Oh, that's fine, yeah. Hey, Karim, look. Ian took pictures of us.
With the tag, with the line, "Oh, he's a cuddler."
And Ian knows me so well.
I turn a glare on Ian. You just... Is he allowed to... Can you... This was a private moment.
Well, what's wrong? It's just cuddling. We didn't do anything.
I have...
Relax.
It's
I
fine.
sent it to the one person who's probably never going to pay attention to it.
I mean, just look at the bottom of the message here, and he'll show it to see if it's even been read.
There is no read receipt for that particular message.
Oh, no.
I said no read receipt.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, look, she hasn't even opened it yet. It's fine. If it came from me, it's more than likely going to get ignored anyways.
Right. Fine, sure.
Hey, are you okay?
Don't worry about it.
No, but I understand we got things to do. I'll ask you about it later, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll talk
that
about
way you
it,
get time to think about it. We can get clear heads, but we got work to do.
Throws on vest, weapon, pants, that order.
Pants, shirt, belt, Ian, in that order.
Toothpick.
And
All
yeah,
right.
toothpick in the lips.
In the other room, I'm going to assume that the morning is far less awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coda's probably already up with the dreams she's been having. And is
Alright.
probably just reading. And we'll get up.
Excuse me 1 second. I need to make a phone call.
Do you...
I said I would call her every night and morning.
And she doesn't mind that?
Well, I did ask if that would be too much, and she said it was fine. Is it
That's
too much?
cute. No. If you two agreed that it's not too much, then it must definitely not be too much. Then
What if you just said that for my sake?
she wouldn't have just said that for your sake. She would have. Yeah, she would have told you. Yeah, because people in a relationship tell each other stuff like that if they're bothered by things and such.
Put down the phone. Okay, we're no longer talking about my relationship.
No, we are.
No, we're not.
Yeah, because
Coda.
you should call Ep8. You did promise her that you would do that, and you don't want to ruin a promise or anything like that.
You made a mistake. It happens. It's... My experience in this is not exactly vast, but I think you need to hold on to some hope. Sure, you've made some mistakes, but also, in my opinion, Net's being a bit unfair as well.
No.
Don't get me wrong, she's valid in feeling the way that she feels. She lost someone very, very special to her, and that's reasonable. But I also think a part of the situation that we're in, and her reasoning for it is in part blaming us, which is not fair considering even if we did kill Stefan, we would be in the exact same situation. Gwen still would have been the one who ended up in charge, and what's going on now would still be what's going on. So in some ways, I think you both need to talk about your grievances, work it out, and see where it goes.
Yeah, I guess.
And I know that's tough since she's not really wanting to talk to you right now, but I think that also could be in part that you're not trying to talk about the elephant in the room. I think at some point you need to sit down with her, preferably in person, and discuss what happened specifically. Get it all out, and if the result is not ideal, then that's better than leaving a wound fester. You need a resolution, is what I'm saying. Otherwise, it's not healthy for either of you.
Okay. Yes, I feel bad that, I have the true name of the person that killed the person closest to her. So it kind of feels like maybe I have an arrow in my back, or not an arrow, bullseye or whatever, a target.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I guess I could talk to her or whatever.
And what you're feeling is understandable, and you should make that known. You should make her aware that's what you're feeling is just as valid as what she is feeling.
Yes. Yeah, we can talk. I'm just afraid if she decides to abandon me or something. Well, not abandon, to leave me. I don't...
That I understand more than you can possibly imagine. Maybe not that part specifically, but being so afraid that you're paralyzed to do anything. I lived that way for a long time, Coda. And believe me, it's better to face that fear and have it be over and done with, even if it's not the outcome that you want, if it's the outcome that you dread, as opposed to having to deal with it day after day and having that slowly whittle away at your soul. It's much better to resolve it.
Okay. I don't want to think about this anymore.
All right.
I'm gonna have a smoke and then we can...
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna have a smoke and then let's go talk to Rosita and
All right.
bribe a hospital.
And
Let's
on that
go do
note, we are going to wrap up for the evening.